Hey there. Be careful.
You can kiss your ass goodbye.
You were screwed.
You can kiss your ass goodbye.
The grind continues. Mouse is dirty. I can feel every speck of dust on my mouse on the mouse pad. It's like the most annoying thing in the world. Like most people probably aren't as anal about that as I am, but I can literally, once my mouse hits something on the mouse pad that shouldn't be there, I can feel it. And it annoys the hell out of me. Annoys the hell out of me. Wait a minute. Yeah, I clean my mouse too a lot. I think that does Guild Wars 2 UI have? I think my buttons aren't actuating on key press. Hold on a second. Well, maybe they are. Okay, they are. Good. Just want to make sure they were. Yeah, I have to clean my mouse all the time. I mean, I have alcohol wipes on my desk, so I can literally wipe down the mouse whenever I want. I also have a brush that I use to brush any dust particles off. Did I not get that earth root? I thought I did. Or is this a different earth root? It's a different one. Really? The double click? I've never had that issue. Oh shit, this is not good. I just send him here. No, don't bandage. What are you bandaging for? You get aggro on this guy, and I'll kill this guy. Okay?
You can kiss your ass goodbye.
Alright, let's both kill this guy. How about that? How about that? So you get on this guy, and I'm gonna run. That'll work. Yeah, that's, I've never, like, double clicking? Yeah, I've never had that happen on a mouse. I've never had a mouse double click. Oh shit. My inventory is totally jacked up. Only seen, well, that's weird that it would only happen in one game. Yeah, that's very bizarre that it would just happen in one game. Oh, big damage. Do I not have? Yeah, I do. No, were they? I didn't know. I was playing earlier, but I didn't notice. Probably somebody, all these DDoSers were watching my video of me complaining about how much Blizzard sucks. And they decided to take matters into their own hand and attack them. Yeah, I still haven't watched it. It just doesn't. I just doesn't look like anything I'd like. I'll read the I'll have to read the premise, but it doesn't look like anything I'd like. I finished Dark Winds seasons 1, 2, and I'm all the way up to season 3, episode 3. I'm all caught up on Dark Winds. Dark Winds is a good show. It's not like amazing or anything, but it's good. It's a solid show. I just don't think the Severance. Let me see Severance. I just don't think the premise of the show sounds like something I'd like. Let's see. Severance. Let's read the premise real quick. Employees of a biotechnology corporation undergo severance, a medical procedure that implants a device in their brain, ensuring that they retain no memories of the outside world while at work, and have no recollection of a job once they leave. This results in two distinct personalities for each employee. This results in 2 distinct personalities for each employee: the innie, who exists solely within Lumon, the job I guess they work; the outie, who lives their personal life outside work. Severed employee Mark leads his coworkers Dylan and Irving refinement department. Mark must balance the challenges of managing his department, including the onboarding of a rebellious new innie, increasing disquiet, blah blah blah. Mark's outie must deal with the personal tragedies that led to his decision to become severed. And it doesn't sound interesting. First of all, it revolves a lot around work, which I don't really want to watch a show that revolves really around someone doing a job, because I never really like movies like The Office and stuff. They don't really interest me that much. I don't like movies that deal with the workplace. I don't know why. Probably because I don't like work. You know what I mean? So the concept of someone creating some sort of ship that lets people be like zombies when they're in the office because they don't know that they're... Now, here's the question. Do they know? Do they go into the job knowingly volunteering to put... I mean, you know what I mean? Do they volunteer to put this chip in their brain so that they don't know they're at work? Is it like a voluntary thing? Sorry. Because it just seems like something I would never volunteer for. You know what I mean? Why would I volunteer for that? Why would I want to not realize that there's a real outside world out there? I guess it's so people don't feel like... So what is it? So people don't think that so is it because they don't want to feel like they don't like their job? Again, it's about work. I don't want to watch a show that's about work. Because I don't even want to... I mean, honestly, I don't even want to think about work. I never want to really think about work. You know what I mean? I'm 55 years old, and I spent most of my life working, and I don't want to think about work. You know what I mean? I don't even want to think about that. So that's why it just doesn't sound interesting to me, because I don't care about some show. I mean, it could be great, and it sounds like some people might enjoy it, but I just don't want to watch a show that's about people being at work not realizing they're at work. That just sounds kind of silly to me. Yeah, but I can see that this show is going to lead into people breaking out of the procedure, or maybe the chip malfunctioning, and then all of a sudden they're like, wait a minute, there is something outside of work. You know what I mean? It seems very predictable. How is it not predictable? Oh, so... Well, it's not that they know they don't have a life, right? Isn't it because they think they don't have one? The Indies think they don't have a life because the chip prevents them from realizing they have one, right? It's not, I mean, they do have an outdoor life when they leave work, don't they? Isn't that the whole point? Like when you leave work, you do. I'll have to go back and read the premise again. It just doesn't sound like anything I'd enjoy. Anything that revolves around people at their job. Like, nah, no thanks. Don't need to be reminded of work. I think the best shows I've watched, like Hannibal Season 1, I think it was one of the best shows I've seen in the last like 20 years. But a lot of that's because I like that actor, Mads Mikkelsen, but I think the other actor's pretty good too, but I just think the show is interesting, you know, I like shows that depict good versus evil sometimes, I think. Yeah, but I don't know what you mean by relevant. I don't understand what you're saying, though. What do you mean? I said it was relevant, which makes it meaningful as sci-fi. So you mean it's relevant because people wish that they weren't at their job? Is that what you're saying? You think it's relevant because people might want to be at work and not realize that they don't like their job? Is that what you're saying? Because to me, that's really fucking depressing. That's fucking... I mean, true. It's true, but it's depressing. Beam of control. Well, now you're getting kind of conspiracy theory on me now. Now you're going all conspiracy theory, Laser. Are we living in the Matrix? Is it the Matrix all over again? Don't tell me you believe that we're all under the control of the government. What do I still need? Do I still need something? I still need one fish. I'm pretty sure I would dislike the show. Just based on the topics, or topics I'm not interested in. Alright, get that stupid quest done. The recent debate about remote work. What's the debate? What is the debate? I mean, I work remotely. What do you mean the debate? What is the debate? People shouldn't be working remote, or they should, or... Oh, okay. I honestly, I think it's I think a lot of it is management dislikes it because they can't work from home. Like a lot of times, there's certain people that it's harder for them to work from home because they are managing the people that are in the office. So they can't really, it doesn't make sense for them to be able to work from home if half their team's in the office and half their team's at home. I mean, honestly, I don't think anybody should be in the office, to be honest. What's the point? I mean, if COVID proved anything, it proved that we really don't need to be in the office. Now, there are certain people that can't work from home. They just can't be trusted. But working from home is the perfect way to weed those people out. They're not doing their job. Let them go. They lose their, they're gone. You know. There's horror in it? What's the horror? I just know I wouldn't like something with themes about... I just know I wouldn't like it because of themes of work, of the office. Like, I don't like any shows that deal with, like, office space, like offices. I don't know why, I just don't. And I think it's because I just don't like... It's like when I'm not at work, I don't want to think about work. So anything that deals with, like, the workplace, I typically don't like. Now, if it deals about the workplace for, like, 10% of the movie or something, or 10% of the show, that's fine. But if it's, like, half the time they're sitting in the workplace working, we're talking about themes of work, then I know I would just not like it. I'd be like, this isn't for me. Now, it's different, like for example, the X-Files. I mean, obviously Mulder's in the office a lot, but he's not. I mean, he's out, doing stuff. I mean, I love the X-Files. And I mean, I guess technically that's kind of a job about, a show about a job, sort of. But I mean, he's out doing stuff. He's out doing investigations, finding aliens, and, cool, interesting stuff. Not a normal workplace. Oh, maybe I'll check it. Maybe I'll check it out. I just know me, and I know I probably wouldn't like it. But I'll try to watch the first show. I'll try to watch the first episode and see if I like it. I just don't think I will, but I'll try to. I'll try to give it a go. What network is it on? Is it on? Is it on Apple? Was it Apple TV? Was it on, or? Let me see. I don't know if it's on Prime. I don't watch a lot of TV. The only thing I've watched lately is Dark Winds because my wife recommended it, and I actually really liked it. I thought it was really good. I like Native American, although it's kind of depressing because what we did to the Indians is just disgusting, to be honest. So it's very depressing, but let's see. Severance. Do I have to pay for it? What network is it on? Yeah, it's on Apple TV Plus. Oh, I have Apple TV Plus, so I already have it. First episode, episode 1, good news about hell. 20 million. I'll try to watch the first show. Dagukan Dolaskan. Dagukan Dolaskan. That's a very unusual name. Yeah, it's pretty basic. I mean, nothing crazy about a melee hunter. You know, the most important melee hunter talents are going to be your savage strikes and your clever traps. These are the ones that really tie in most of your damage that you're going to be able to do. Like if you're doing dungeons and stuff, and if you're going to compete with other people, you've got to have clever traps. So currently, you know, 5 out of 5 deflection, 2 out of 3 on humanoid slaying, 1 out of 1 on monster slaying, 2 out of 2 on savage strikes, 2 out of 2 on clever traps, 1 for deterrence, and my next talent point will be going into the Beastmaster tree. We'll go ahead and flesh out our Beastmaster tree because our pet is going to be a good source of damage. But typically, most of my this is my hybrid melee hunter build, so I do allow the use of Serpent Sting because I've treated it kind of like Battle for Azeroth's Poison Dart. And plus, it just gives you a lot of flexibility. Without having Serpent Sting and just being entirely all melee, it does get a little bit kind of boring to some degree. Serpent Sting gives you a little bit of flexibility because you can pull different mobs. You can use it as a dot, because Serpent Sting doesn't do any physical damage. When you shoot somebody with Serpent Sting, when it hits them, it actually does 0 damage. It doesn't do any damage until the first tick of the poison dot that it applies actually does damage. So all the damage from Serpent Sting is actually poison damage. So if you look at my damage here, 48.6% of my damage is white melee. 36% of my damage is melee from Raptor Strike. Serpent Sting usually comes in around almost 10% of my damage. So, and that's poison damage. And you can see it's all tick damage. So if you look down here, it is all tick damage because it's poison tick damage. And then Mongoose Bite, melee, Wing Clip, melee, and then my traps, my Immolation Trap. So all my damage is traps, Serpent Sting, and melee. My melee damage usually comes in around 80%, or like 70-80% of my damage. Once you get higher ranking traps and you start doing your explosive trap and start hitting multiple people, your damage is going to spike up a ton. Especially when you're in a dungeon and you get into a pool of like 3, 4, 5 mobs, you drop your trap down, and you're doing damage to everybody with your trap, and it's going to be ticking for like 100 damage per tick on everybody. So it's going to really spike up your damage quite a bit. Like if I want to kill one of these mobs really quickly, like if I'm trying to kill a mob as fast as possible, I'm definitely going to be using my trap, my Immolation Trap. So what we would do is we'd send my pet, we drop my Immolation Trap. As soon as my pet gets going, as soon as Enter Combat pops up, I bring my pet back. I queue up Raptor Strike, wait for my pet's Furious Howl to proc, which it didn't on that particular instance, and this guy's going to die pretty quick. And he's already dead. Yeah, when Furious Howl's up, then what's going to happen is, like on this bull, I wouldn't do that because we've got 2 mobs. I would just go ahead and send my pet. All right, now Furious Howl's up on me currently. All right, and then I'm going to go ahead. I actually screwed up. I screwed up because I was talking. I didn't mean to shoot my air bow there. That was a mistake. I did shoot Serpent Sting, but I meant to do something else. But what I was trying to say is Furious Howl is going to buff my first melee attack. So what you want to do is drop your trap, send your pet, bring your pet back, queue up Raptor Strike, hit your keybind for Raptor Strike way before the mob shows up, and that way your next swing will actually be Raptor Strike, and then the bonus damage applied will be bonus damage from your Furious Howl, which will actually make your crit, if you do crit, a little bit more juicy. So Furious Howl's up, bring my pet back, I already queue up my Raptor Strike, it'll swing immediately, boom, didn't get a crit, but it'll be the first attack that goes. So If you really want to optimize your damage, you can Wing Clip, Run Away, Serpent Sting. But you don't really need to do that, because these mobs are too weak, but on more difficult mobs you could do that. It'll take them down. Not really. Not really. I mean, if you're trying to kill mobs quickly, you're going to want to use your traps. Like, these mobs are pretty weak, so I don't really have to use traps. I can just basically hit a Serpent Sting and rush in and beat him down. But it's always going to kill quicker if I use my trap. So, you know, send my pet. Furious Howl's up. Oh. I brought him back too fast. Bring my pet back, queue up Raptor Strike. Take him down. I didn't mean to use Hunter's Mark. I'm only fucking up because I'm trying to talk through the rotations while I'm doing it, which I don't normally do, but because I have two keybinds. I have Control Mouse Wheel Up and Shift Mouse Wheel Up. Shift Mouse Wheel Up will apply Hunter's Mark, but I only use that when I'm running my Marksman build, which I'm currently not running, of course, but the keybind doesn't change. The ability's still there. So when I do dual spec and have a Marks build, which I probably will at some point, maybe not, then we do use Hunter Mark in that instance, but normally we don't. Normally we drop trap, send pet. As soon as it says enter combat, right there, bring pet back, queue up Raptor Strike. As soon as the mob's close enough, Control Mouse Wheel Up, boom. On this guy, we Wing Clip, send pet. We just want to get a quick Serpent Sting, come back in, beat him up. Now we gotta try to level up my two-hand axe skill, which is, as you can see, skill level 1. So we're just gonna spam Wing Clip over and over again. That weapon's already procced 3 times, not bad. So the weapon has a internal proc to blast the target for 80 to 100 damage. It's already procced 3 times. That's impressive. Where is it? Lightning Bolt. Let's do this. It's actually your Lightning Bolt. So let's go to SPT. Let's do this for fun. Let's go triggers. Hey William, how you doing? Okay, so that didn't work. Lightning bolts. Oh, your wife also, that's why it is. Oh, okay, I got you. Cool. Still trying to skill up my new weapon here. We still haven't got the trigger to work correctly. Man, it's proccing pretty frequently, though. Your lightning bolt hit the Blackrock grunt for 60 lightning bolts. What else would it be? Let's see, Zapparuni. We've done cast success, and we've done aura application. It's got to be cast success. Skill name. Lightning bolts. What else would it be? Cast start, cast success. How about damage? No, not damage. Enchant, no. Environmental damage, no. Skill damage, maybe? Skill damage? Source unit affiliation is equal to enemy. Save. Okay, we don't need crit. And skill name is like lightning bolt. Save, save, save. You regulate where your son watches? Gotcha. Come on, lightning bolt, proc. Hmm. Mm-mm-mm. I gotta feed the dog. Where's the lightning bolt? Oh, wow. Oh, it's still not working. Can I get that trigger to work? Sometimes you have to, like, the game has to reset, though. Here, let's try this. Sometimes if I... MSBT is a little finicky. Sometimes you have to, like, relog into the client. Here's your cat. Let's do a full reload and see if we can get that trigger to work correctly. Alright. It's still not working? Oh, well. I know I've got some screenshots of this shit. Hmm. Almost 2 screenshots. Shit. Melee Hunter Dungeon DPS. There you go. Here's some... This is probably early screenshots of me doing DPS on my Hunter. Interesting. Those are probably pretty old. Ah. This is liable to get a little dicey. Yeah.
You can kiss your ass goodbye.
No.
You were screwed.
I don't want to die. Oh shit. I think death may not be. I think it might not be an option at this point. Oh wait, get over here, pet.
You can kiss your ass goodbye.
You were screwed.
Yeah, I think we're dead. Just as long as they don't root me. Don't root. Don't root. What? Combat begins? What are you talking about? No combat begins. Alright, see you later. Oh, that kind of sucks. I had, I know I've got some screenshots of setting up some of these triggers, but... Why is that triggered out? It kind of bums me that that isn't working. It's got to be cast success. Oh well, bummer. I'll have to figure that out later. Hey Voss, how's it going? It was very good. It was actually really good. I'm very full. I don't need to eat again for a long time. Watched a little tennis, took the dog out for a walk, fed the cats, got my sub, ate my sandwich. We hit level 23. We're using the new two-handed axe. We're using the supercharged battle axe. Chance on hit to do 80 to 100 nature damage, which has been pretty decent. Oh, 96 nature damage. I'm so bummed that I can't get my trigger to work. The fuck? I've done this before. That's what makes me so mad. Shh, Nikes. Not gonna aura application. It's got to be cast. It's either cast success. Could be skill, maybe. Skill success. Could be skill damage. Did I do skill damage on the other one, or did I just do damage? Oh, I did skill damage. Shit. Periodic skill damage. It shouldn't be periodic skill damage. It shouldn't be periodic skill damage, but crit is equal to true. Well, we'll put it in there anyway, just in case. Lightning bolt. Okay, save. If. Big damage. Big damage. Big damage. Ooh, that was big damage. Big damage. Smack. Okay, available. Oh shit, shit, we need the trainer, don't we? Most of these things we can't use. We don't get explosive trap until when? 34? Yeah, level 34 is when we really get strong for dungeons. Okay. Quest complete. We need the Great Gortusk Snout. Another bruiseweed. We're still not in a guild. Someone needs to join my paladins guild so we can get this character in the guild. Where's Zalch? Zelch. Where's Zelch when I need him? Zelch. Oh, I just cast intellect on my pet. My pet is now much smarter. Yeah, I meant to do that. Big damage. Big damage. Big damage. And I don't even have the dragon buff and I'm critting these guys left and right. No. What the F, man? Your lightning bolt. Hit Great Gortusk for 94 nature damage. Your lightning bolt. That certainly sounds like a cast, doesn't it? Lightning bolt. Cast success. Alright. Aura. No. Cast start. Cast success. Damage. Enchant. How about range damage? Range damage. Let's try range damage. Source unit affiliation with you. Skill name is equal to lightning. Yeah, lightning bolt. Source is me. Shit. Is equal to. No. See, this is wrong. Source unit reaction. Just get rid of that. Why do we even need that? Skill name is equal to that. Get rid of that. Kill you. Whoa! Ambushed. Wow, you're fucking real skillful. You gotta love these players who are so bad at the game they have to kill lobies. Or maybe is it ego, Captain, that made you tell the Russian heads that we were defecting? There's nothing worse than douchebag fucking horde, like high-level characters killing low-level characters. It's like, what kind of an idiot do you have to be to do that? I talked about it earlier. You're either one or two things. You're bad at PvP, because you can't kill people your level, or you have a psychological or personality disorder that for some reason you think it's cool to just grief people, which there's fucking something wrong with you. No. No, see, it's still not working, man. Still not triggering that. Still not triggering my trigger. It is still not triggering the trigger, which is pissing me off. Don't know why it's doing that.
Well met. For the Alliance. Be careful. Can I help you? Be careful. For the Alliance. See you around.
Hey there. Farewell.
Good day to you. Safe travels. Have a good one. See you later.
Need help? Well met. Have a good one.
What am I missing? I am missing spider meat. And that's it. And the pendants, right? Yeah. Who was that fucking idiot who killed me? We need to create a list of the douchebags in this game that would kill a low-level character. Look, Marlon Manson. This just shows you the intelligence level of this idiot. Marlon Manson. Like, apparently he probably likes Marilyn Manson music, right? So he thought it would be, like, really cool. So his name's probably Marlon, which is a dumb fuck name, by the way. So he probably thought it would be cool to be Marlon Manson. I'm evil. I'm gonna gank you. Look at me. I can kill you. And I'm like 30 levels higher than you. Woohoo! Fucking dipshit. He doesn't know what fucking real evil is. He doesn't know what true evil is. Big damage. No. Bunny.
What can I do for you? See you around. Hello. Safe job.
Hmm. You know what I haven't watched? You know what I haven't actually looked at in like probably like months? Is the hardcore kill videos. I haven't looked at any of them in like forever. Let's see. They kind of got stupid at a certain point, but let's see. And hardcore death clips. God, they're not even showing up on my thing. It's been so long since I've gone to them. Where is it? I guess we'll have to search for it. Classic WoW hardcore.
What can I do for you? Light bless you. Go with honor, friend. Light be with you. Hello.
Oh, gotta love it. Is there any, let's see, videos. Are they still getting the same amount of views? Yeah, they're still, boy, these clips are still doing pretty good. I mean, they were getting a lot more, oh man, they were getting a lot more. Look, 232,000 views, 104,000 views. But they're still doing pretty good, 77,000 views, that's pretty good. 2 days ago, 3 days ago, 4 days ago. 2 epics. Oh, what a surprise. Someone using the rested XP add-on. I never would have imagined that. Oh, you're so dead. You're so dead. These invokers, these guys hit hard, man.
Health warning.
Health warning. Health warning. 950 health. 70. 540. 340. 140. Dead. Wait. Again.
Oh, there's a new freshie here.
Oh shit.
Here we go again.
No fucking way, dude. How did they all break?
That's the one comment. When the shit hits the fan, the one comment you hear from the noobs is, "No fucking way, dude. No fucking way, bro. I can't believe that happened. Who's he wanding?
Wait, Dink, let's go back up this way.
Man, I get it. Look at him backpedaling.
Okay, we gotta really.
I don't know.
Right now.
Okay, yeah, I gotta use my bandage.
Oh yeah, you gotta.
I'm bandaged up.
Health warning.
I got a Nova. Get away.
Let's go back in the
Health warning.
coffer. Go back in the coffer.
Why would you? Okay, all right. Why would you?
Okay, we might have to
Health
leave group or
warning.
something here.
I'm down for that.
Well, leave party's not going to do you any
Run
good.
down, keep running down.
It might help one person, but it's not going to help. It's not going to help the other
Run back, run
person.
this way.
I don't think it helps the other person because they're not in a group when you leave group.
Health warning.
Yeah, I got evocate. If you can peel me, I can evocate.
Health warning.
Yeah, do it.
Okay, he's
Health
not on me.
warning.
This guy's gonna kill me.
Okay, they're gonna live. They're gonna live. This is a boring clip
Hold.
because they're gonna live.
Okay, let's see if we can just run out.
Health
I got 30
warning.
seconds for a Swifty pot.
Can't run out. I got health potion up.
Health warning.
But what this clip shows you is how fucking hard it is to die when you're a mage. Like you have so many slows, so many roots. It's like if you're dying on a mage, then maybe go play something else.
They come towards me. Come towards me.
It's pretty, come on.
Okay, I got target
Health
coming here.
warning.
Okay, just keep running. Just keep running. We can run. We can run.
I got Nova up when you need
Health
it.
warning.
Yep. We're good.
Oh, I got TP'd out.
Bro,
Yeah.
what?
Health
I
warning.
oh my god.
He got
I don't
teleported
have
out.
a timer.
Huh? You don't have the timer?
Yeah, remember when he first left the group? I told him that. I said, when you leave the group, if you are the last person in the group, you don't get the timer. You don't get teleported out. So if you're in a group and you want to leave group because you're hoping you're going to get that timer, it says teleport out in 50, in a minute. Leave right away. That's why you need to have a keybind for leave party, right? You need to have a macro. I mean, you should have that shit macroed. And you see people like right clicking. Like, just think if everybody leaves party and you miss it and you're the last one, you're not going to get teleported out. So, do yourself a favor, make yourself a macro, right? And I'll show you what the macro is. I'm sure I probably have it. Let's see. Boom. /script leave party. Take this bad boy, put it on your bars somewhere. That way, when you need to leave party, you hit that keybind and you're gone. You can roach out with the best of them. But yeah, when you're the last person in the group, and everybody else has already left, you're not going to get the timer. At that point, you're on your own.
When you need
Health
it.
warning.
Yep. We're good.
Oh, I got TP'd out.
Bro, what?
Health
Oh
warning.
my god,
You
dude.
good?
I don't have a timer.
Huh? You
Hello?
don't have the timer?
Okay, I got
Health
Swifty.
warning.
I'm fine. I live here. I live
Oh
here.
my god, dude, I'm so sorry.
Health warning.
I'm out. It's okay.
Yeah.
Dude, we locked the fuck in. I'm shaking, dude. I'm
Yeah, dude.
shaking right now.
Na gut, der Jäger könnte es brauchen, theoretisch.
Ice meal Jukin.
There's only
He's,
so much he can do on
he's
white
the best
main.
raid leader, like stuff like
There's only
he's,
so much he can
So why? Okay, answer me this. Hey, Volster, are you still there? Why is it that when you're in like high-end raiding, all the fucking high-end raiders' voices sound like this guy? Listen to this guy's voice.
There's only
He's,
so much he can do on
That guy. There's only so much you can do. It's like all the fucking best raiders in the world. Is that like the qualification to be good at raiding? I'm on fire today. You have to have like that. You have to have like that nerd voice. There's only so much I can do. Come on, guys. Bigger D. Come on. We need big DPS.
he's
White
the
man.
best raid leader, like stuff like
I mean, how many times have I been in a group where the guy sounds like that? I'm like, oh my god. I'm not trying to insult the person. I just think it's funny that the best raid leaders have these like kind of like nerdy voices.
like stuff.
There's only
He's,
so much he can do on
he's
white
the
main.
best raid leader, like stuff like that.
Do we have that?
Yeah.
Do we have that one clip? I think did we put it? Did I put it on my YouTube? I can't remember if I did. So this is the other one, right? Here we go. Now let's listen to another voice that's similar to that one.
Goes wrong. Either
This guy right here.
kill them or die.
We either kill them or die.
Is the problem. Like,
Yeah.
something,
To watch
Let's
for
give
the
it a shot, man.
once you do
You got the one guy who's the stoner. Let's give it a shot, dude, bro, man, YOLO. That's the stoner. I mean, he's high as fuck right now.
you don't have an escape route is the problem. Like, if
Yeah.
something goes wrong, you either kill them or die.
If something goes wrong, you either kill them or die. He's auditioning for his James Kirk role. We must have enough healing potions to get out alive.
If anything goes wrong, I'll aggro all the mobs and like blink forward.
Well, that's
Dude.
the problem, right? Even if you do that, you can't, like, the
We
stairs
can't.
are going to be guarded by like 5 other packs of guys.
Other packs of
back
guys
where we
to
are.
get back
There's
to
no
where
way
we
they
are.
can just die. Like,
I know what you mean, dude.
yeah.
Dude, bro, I know what you mean, man. Somebody passed me another doobie, bro.
If we go down there, it's don't get the chance to fuck up and try to
So
escape.
like how easy is this to fuck up? Are the jumps easy to make?
Well,
Yeah,
so-
you just jump down. You just walk down there and then walk down there.
And then you got this guy. You just walk down there and you walk down there. It's not hard at all.
You can do it where you don't pull any mobs. If you jump like to the left.
Stoner's right, though. Stoner's fucking 100% right. You can't make the jump to the left without pulling.
Kind of
Oh,
where.
you can see Peach's belongings from here. It's right down there, right in the corner. You see it? You guys see it?
Yeah, no, I see large solid chests.
I love this video.
No,
This video is this is like one of the greatest.
The window.
This is like one of the greatest Deathloop
Down
videos of
in
all
the
time.
corner. PG's belongings.
I see it. Yeah.
Yeah.
We could honestly jump on that. I mean,
Fuck it, dude. I'm
I don't know,
high.
man.
Fuck it, dude. I'm high. Doesn't matter.
If
I
they
have
ever-
Light of Loon Hearth, and that's my backup plan. So
I'm down, dude.
I got
Honestly.
saying that, so like,
The guy's got. He's like, I've got Light of Loon Hearth, which by the way he doesn't use. The other guy's like, I've got Feign Death, which he does use, which does save him, but it almost kills him.
if we're down to do it, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Yeah,
Vote.
Jumping down here.
I'm jumping down.
yeah, I dismissed.
YOLO.
YOLO.
Check to make
Well, I mean,
YOLO's so classy because it is a hardcore server. So literally you have one life. So YOLO is very appropriate, I guess.
make a like mana gem and shit. Like this could be high risk situation here.
Okay, hold on. Let's take a look at the pads here. So the pads are on the other side. So
Let's just jump
so
down
we could
here.
Jump down in a place where we
Let's
don't
just jump
start
down
to
over
see.
here.
I mean, we could just.
We could just jump down over here.
let's do it. That's
Yeah.
the call.
So that skull has other stuff in it. So
But we got it if we jump over here.
get that. Yeah, we
YOLO. YOLO.
We have two.
Come on, boss. You know you love this game.
I'm dummying now.
Dummy. I'm gonna shoot my bow.
I'm interrupting this guy.
I haven't pulled my pet out yet. I don't need a
The
pet.
coil.
I don't need a pet. Oh wait, I'm gonna pull my pet out. I'm gonna stand here. Maybe I'll shoot my bow. Now I'm gonna stand here. I'm gonna look for something on my bars, but I can't find it. Wait, there it is. Wait, I'm gonna stand here.
Jump that guy.
I'm standing here.
Trying to get aggro.
I'm still standing over here. Wait, I'm gonna shoot my bow. Oh, I better heal my pet. Oh, I'm not gonna heal my pet.
Kill the low ones.
Oh, I gotta find my bestial wrath button. Let me click intimidation because that's gonna save everybody. I'm gonna run over here.
have a crystal restore.
Wait, I've got a crystal restore. This crystal restore is gonna save your life because it's gonna give you 0.02% of your health pool. I'm gonna stand here.
The Nova.
My pet's just gonna keep me coming. Wait, no, I'm gonna set my pet. Oh, big damage, big damage, big damage.
Pull the pat.
We don't pull the pat. We pulled the pat. We pulled the pat. I'm just gonna stand. Oh no, people are dying.
Fuck, dude.
He's dead. Everybody's dead except for the Feign Death. But wait, I'm gonna shadow meld. Then I'm gonna stand up. And I can't. Oh, I better hearth. I better hearth. Where's my hearth?
So fucking dumb,
Where's
dude.
my hearth? I can't find it.
Oh,
Where's my hearth?
God. I'm so sad. Please let him just go.
Please hearth. I'm gonna have an orgasm. Please hearth. Please hearth. Oh.
The hearth.
like the worst fucking Hunter gameplay in the history of Hunter gameplay. Oh, that's my favorite video clip in WoW. Like that shit is fucking hilarious. Oh man. I mean, I could have like played with one hand and played better than that. Oh. I'm such a bastard. I'm bored of playing WoW. I got to do this shit because I'm so bored of playing WoW. What are we doing? Who are we? What are we? You know, we're level 23. I wonder if it'll let us go into stockades at 23. No, it won't. Son of a biscuit. What the fuck? And we can't. Oh, we're not gonna get a summon. That's bogus. That's bogus that we can't get.
You need something? Be careful. King's honor, friend.
We should be able to go to stockades at any level. It was 12 days, and the only reason I came back was because of the dream. Remember the dream? You remember the dream, man. I had the dream. I had the dream of playing my hunter and killing horde. And after I woke up from that dream, I was like, man, I gotta play on my hunter.
What can I do for you?
It was like a premonition. Horde must die. It was a nightmare. Oh man. Well, we're not gonna be playing WoW for long. Come on, because we do have Defiance MMO, which doesn't look like anything that'll keep my attention for more than maybe 2 or 3 days, probably. But then we do have the Dune MMO coming up in a couple months, so that might keep my attention for maybe a week or two. Yeah, who knows, man? Hey, YOLO, man. YOLO. I'm down. What the fuck, dude, bro? Pass the doobie. Oh, man. You gotta love it. You gotta love it, man. Oh, my God. I love that hunter. That hunter clip is just... That is just great, man. He's like, I'm just going to stand here. I don't need... maybe I should use my pet. Nah, why not? He could just chill with me here. And then you got the mage over there going, oh, yeah, dude, man, I might need a mana gem. But somebody passed the doobie. Man, I better go smoke a bowl real quick. I honestly, Voss, I feel like half the new WoW player base is like that. Just a bunch of fucking potheads, man. Potheads with stupid names and stupid dreams. Ooh, double proc. He tried to fear me. He did fear my pet. He did fear my pet. I think we're just gonna... Oh, you know what? We forgot. Where's my hearth at? Darkshire? Shit. I think I've got some upgraded gloves in my bank. I should go grab those, because they're way better than these, the ones I got. A PvP hardcore server with progression, that would be crazy. That would be a shit show. You would have, what would happen is you'd have a group of douchebags, and we're not in a shortage of douchebags in World of Warcraft. You would have a huge group of douchebags that would form PvP guilds. They would run around the server in huge groups, killing everybody. And that's exactly what the server would turn into. Basically just a bunch of douchebags in groups going around killing people. And thinking it's fun. Look at us, we're killing mobies. That's what it would turn into. And then you'd have another group of douchebags that are higher level than those douchebags, and then they kill them. Like, oh, I killed them. You think it'd be amazing? I mean, it'd be good for clips. I'm not gonna lie. I'd laugh my ass off watching the douchebags be douchebags.
Safe travel.
It would be definitely humorous. I agree with you there. It'd be funny. I wouldn't play on it. I'm not gonna run around and be with a bunch of fucking 15-year-old, all young, dumb, and full of cum potheads thinking they're cool because they can kill players that are 10 levels beneath them. I mean,
Greetings for the Alliance.
the one person that there's not too many people I respect in World of Warcraft, but I mean, like Bashiro. I mean, when I watch Bashiro play, he's good. He's like skilled. Like he's a good rogue, but he comes across as being kind of arrogant. Like when you watch him play, he does come across as being kind of arrogant, but he's fucking good. At least he backs it up. He's a good player. Zaryu, like I didn't like Zaryu for a while because I thought he was just I thought he like over exaggerated shit just for content, just to get views, and I still think he does. But as a person, he's actually a nice person. So I don't have too much negative things to say about Zaryu, especially when he donated money to some guy to help him upgrade his PC, and I thought that was pretty cool. He didn't have to do that. I want to play a rogue. I want to kill somebody. I want to play a rogue. We need a rogue. We need to play a rogue who's going to kill people. A shit show to end all. It would be a total shit show. What would we call my rogue though? And we need fiery weapons. Dual fiery. What would we call my rogue that's going to go around and kill other rogues? No, I think that's a gay thing. Sneed song. Let's use my brother's rogue name. I always like that name. Whisper Swift. And we'll even try to make it look like my brother's rogue. We're going to pay homage to my brother's rogue. I think he used... I can't remember which face he used. I think it... No. Well, we can find out. We can certainly find out, right? Look at these UIs, dude. What's funny is when you go back and watch, like I used to have some of the worst UIs. Of course, I did pretty good. Like, I had 2.7 million healing. No deaths. That's not bad for healing. This is when look at this UI. This UI, it's terrible. But it worked at the time. This was when I tanked the Calling of Stratholme in mostly green gear, and everybody in this group said, there's no fucking way you can do this. You have shitty green gear. This is a very difficult dungeon. And I said, just give me a chance. I said, and I did it. And this guy was the guild leader of his guild, and he was on a different server. And he said, people like that are far and few between. He goes, you know your tune. By the time you get geared like me, you will be the best DK on your server. And I was like, thank you. Why, thank you. And I responded, I said, like I said, baby, skill's greater than gear. Because none of them thought I could tank it. None of them thought I could tank that in green gear. It actually was a very difficult. Try tanking in the original Wrath of Lich King, Calling of Stratholme with a fresh level 80 in green gear. It is not easy. Look at this UI. This is great. So I would put all these skills on top of each other just so I could see the cooldowns, because all three would go into cooldown at the same time, and I'd be like, oh yeah, here's my cooldowns. And I use keybinds. These are keybound. But I would click a few abilities, like I don't know which ones. Like it looks like I clicked this one, which I think was a trinket. But dude, but I mean, this is a long time ago. These UIs are great, man. Here I am, like number one on. Ooh, shit! Look at my damage. On my priest I must have been Shadow, yeah. So here I'm playing Shadow Priest. Look at that, 3.2 million damage. Blowing people away, and no one's even close to my damage. Holy shit. Again. Oh, look, here I am in Arena. Oh, this is a good clip. This is me in Cataclysm, I think. Cataclysm or Wrath of Lich King on my Retribution Paladin. Holy shit, look at this. I did in this arena match, I had 2 killing blows, so I killed both the enemy team members, right? I did 624,000 damage in 1 minute. No, 9 minutes. It was 9 minutes, I guess. 624,000 damage. If you add up all the damage from everybody else who was in the arena, they don't even reach half. They don't even reach half my damage. They don't even reach half the amount of damage I did. Oh, Jesus. I remember this Retribution Paladin just slapped people. Like, she slapped so hard. There's my priest owning people, apparently owning. Oh, there's the rogue. There's the rogue Pale Mist running through what's that PvP zone? I can't remember. Not winter spring. I can't remember. Oh, there's the rogue running. Here's my rogue Shri. Look at that. Not much damage, but I was very opportunistic with my kills. Here we are. Here we're going to attack Ogrimmar. Here I'm on another rogue named Pale Mist. Doing some good kills. 19 kills, 0 deaths. Here I am on my arena team. Ski Gladiators. This is where me and this other guy named Magic Muffin went 12-0 in 2K rated plus matches. In fact, he told me that we were hitting teams that were rated 23, 2400. This is all the way back in like I think Wrath of the Lich King. This guy was fucking good. Like this Magic Muffin dude. I was just running a Disc Priest. And he was good. And I remember that we went I think we ended up winning like 14 matches in a row or something. That was pretty cool. Here I am on a mage. Look at this. I actually played mage. Look, at one point in time I played a mage. Can you believe it? 29 killing blows, 0 deaths, 109 honorable kills, 322,000 damage, and no one's even close. Oh, yeah. This is when I first made my first DK. These pictures are all just so fucking random. This is my brother. My brother's rogue. Look at that fucking... There's my brother. The Whisper Swift. There he is. 9-1. 238,000. But look at me. 14-0. Oh, but that's when I was on that paladin. That's that paladin that slapped I was telling you about. This paladin just wrecked people. Like I walked into Battlegrounds and people died. They just looked at me and died. It was like crazy how hard she hit. I couldn't believe how hard that paladin hit. Ah, the Lich King. This is just arena matches again. This was cool because I did 95,000 healing, but I also did 88,000 damage, which was kind of interesting. As a discipline priest, it was interesting that I did more damage than anybody. Like I got both the killing blows in this match, and I did 88,000 damage, which was more than the other 2 people. And at the same time, I did 95,000 healing. That's insane. Like I did more damage, more healing, and that's crazy. Here I am once again, Shadow Priest. It looks like what is this? Discipline. This is a Discipline Priest. I did 307,000 damage and 804,000 healing. The next closest healer was only half my healing, pretty much. That's crazy. Oh, here we go. Look at that. Working it hard in Darkshore, man. Look at those beautiful Night Elf staff animations. I love it. I love it, man. Get down there, getting down and dirty. Wrath of the Lich King, one of my favorite tabards of all time. I love that tabard. There's a quest in Grizzly Hills where you turn into a wolf. And so I was turned into a wolf with my pet, who's a wolf. We're just chilling. And there we are chilling. I'm turned into a wolf and that's my pet, who's a wolf. Just chilling. My first flying mount. Here's another hunter. I don't know. This was like rated Battlegrounds, and so I was up to 1733. I sorted. Oh no, this is honor. This was a thing that I used to do where I'd do these like Ultrarok valleys, and you'd look at like killing blows and deaths and stuff, and like I wouldn't like this guy had 36 killing blows. I only had 11. But what was interesting is if you sorted by honor, like I ended up having more honor than other people a lot of times, and I think it had to do with contributing kills, right? Like, well, here I was here. I said I to Silent Swoop, which is probably my brother. I said I was #1 on HKs, so you know. Again, it's contributing kills. Like if you did some damage to an enemy that died, you get honor for that. So you don't have to get a lot of killing blows as long as you're doing damage to a lot of different people. Here I'm practice dueling my brother. This is my rogue and this is his rogue. I'm winning, of course. He wouldn't like that. There's my DK. 727,000 damage. My DK again at 1.1 million damage. Not topping the meters, but like once again, sorted by honor gained, I had the most honor in there. I was just really good at getting honor. I don't know why. This was when Cataclysm first came out, and they introduced this new water engine, and it looked great. Like when Cataclysm came out, the graphics really got a nice bump up, and the Ghostlands were really the cool zone. One of the cooler zones, I think, was the Blood Elf starting area. The Ghostlands was really. You can see my UI is totally whack, but the graphics look really. And keep in mind, this is without reshade or anything, and it looks nice. Looks good. This is my ret, just wrecking people again. Again, 974,000 damage. Like the next highest person's, well, here's a person did 1 million. So they did more than me. But killing blows, 24. I was definitely putting people down. There's my mage. Don't know. Dungeons, stupid shit. Mage. I did some mage PvP too. Mage. This is me talking to a mage about gear, about what gear to run. Because I was new to mage, so he was really helpful. I took screenshots of his gear and the way he was speccing it up to help me. You know, back in the day, you didn't have like all this information on the internet. You couldn't just go online and say, "Hey, what's a good build for a mage?" You know, it wasn't so easy to find like information that was really good. But anyways, I was looking for a picture of my brother. I'm not seeing it here. Let's see. Let's go this one. Wow, I don't have anything that'll open up a TGA file. That's kind of crazy. And these are vanilla, even like these are really old screenshots. Like from way back in the day. Like back in 2005. Some of these screenshots are from 2005, 2006. So that's how old they are. Because the screenshots used to be TGA files, which is crazy. There's a certain screenshot I'm looking for, and I'm not seeing it. These are screenshots from way back in the day. PNG files. Yeah, these are more recent screenshots because you can tell I don't have as a janky UI. I can't believe I don't have something to open a TGA file. We're going to browse the Microsoft Store. Wow, I'll have to install an application that actually can view TGA files. That's crazy that yeah, that's crazy. There we go. We do have some JPEGs in here. I always liked this screenshot. This is like in the Burning Crusade when you come into that was always one of the coolest zones when you go into the Burning Crusade from Shatrath into that next zone over. I can't remember the name off the top of my head. It was just so, the music was really cool, and seeing the floating islands and just the sky and stuff in that zone was really. There's the Stellaris I was talking about yesterday. We were talking about how I built out my Burning Crusade Hunter with like a super high agility dodge rating, and there it is. There's the dual Stellaris is in action. I wasn't kidding. I was not making that up. Yeah, I don't see. Yeah, I don't know where the screenshots went. Yeah, oh well. I don't know. Fuck it. I'll just have to do it off of memory. Anyways, you can see how much I'm struggling to play WoW, Vols. It's very difficult for me to play this game. It's like really hard. Like I'll play like a character for like an hour, and then I just get completely sidetracked, and then I just don't even have the, I don't even have the, I just don't even have the feel to want to go back in, man. It's just like it's like there's parts of the game I really enjoy, but there's a lot of other parts that aren't as fun anymore because I've done them 10 billion times. Like leveling up is fun, so that's the hard part. Like actually leveling is, is kind of boring now. It didn't used to be. It used to be really fun, but now I've done it so many times, it's just like, been there, done that. Yeah, we need something. We need something, man. We need something, yeah. My wife's out today. She went to go help her cousin. She went to go teach her cousin how to, or whatever, like her nephew or niece or something, I don't know, how to drive a car. So, and then she's with her mom, so I'm not sure what she's doing. She's probably at her mom's house right now, getting ready. She's probably at her mom's house right now eating dinner. So, Lost Ark. We did play Smite 2. That was kind of fun. But I don't think I could get back into Smite again. Blade Symphony, I always felt like that would be a cool game, like a sword fighting game, but I think the people that made it shut down the game. I don't think it's around anymore, maybe. Yeah, 2023. I think, yeah. Oh no. Well, I guess you can. I guess you still can play it. But it's like this interesting, like, sword fighting game where, you know, with parry and dodge and stuff. So, always on the surface, it seemed like it'd be kind of a cool game. But so let's take a look at. I want to take a look at Dune because Dune's coming out soon, right? Let's see, store. Dune Awakening. All right, so this is coming out May 20th. So January, February, March, April, May. So 2 months. 2 months. I know Force Gaming's pretty high on it. But I'm not sold on it.
Even not at okay, hello, hey everyone, welcome back. Got something interesting for you today. Recently, I got to take a look at Dune Awakening, the upcoming survival sandbox MMO from Funcom. Been following this for a while as an enjoyer of both survival games and MMOs. I've been interested in seeing how this combo of the two genres turns out. Now, what we'll be looking at here today consists of roughly the first 4 to 5 hours of gameplay, which in either genre is admittedly not much, but hey, it's something.
So
running through the tutorial, doing some questing.
This is so Unreal Engine 5, doesn't it? Yeah, what, you mean Dune? Yeah, it looks so Unreal Engine 5.
Gathering, crafting, and building, and my favorite stuff, checking out some of the open world content, including clearing enemy camps, running dungeons, and exploring a few different points of interest. So what I'm going to do in this video is simply take you through crafting and building.
And once again, I will point out, we do see the disparity that I see that's really common with Unreal Engine 5 games, and that's that the world always looks much higher fidelity than the characters, models, and the character armor. So, like
welcome back.
When you go back and watch this, notice how the world looks really good, but notice how the character model looks not as good. Like this cloak looks pretty low quality. Like the texture on this looks pretty low quality, you know. Same thing here. Notice, I wish she would have stopped moving for a second. See if I can get it. Notice the quality of the rocks. I mean, really, really super high quality rocks. But look at the character model and the armor. It doesn't really look like it belongs with how realistic the ground and the walls look. And we see this in the Unreal Engine 5 games a lot. Because it's very easy to import high resolution textures into Unreal Engine 5 and just slap onto some stuff. But the armor and the clothing you're wearing is stuff that has to be created. Like you can easily just go to Unreal Engine's asset store and for free grab rocks and shit and slam them in the game and just apply a texture to them and boom, be done. And it'll look this good. But you can't just throw a character model in there and throw clothes on it without buying some sort of a clothing pack. And of course, that's never going to match your world. So you really need to handcraft the clothing yourself. And I don't see too many games that do a great job of getting it to the same quality as the world, you know. And you can see the character looks much less, the quality is nowhere near as good as the environment. And you'll see that not only on the character models, but just anything that was any art asset that was created by the developers. You know, like this whole cave wasn't really, you know, they just, like I said, they just pulled shit in. Like, but you see here, like these objects here on the ground were stuff that was created by the developers. And so it looks less realistic than the world itself. So it's kind of a little bit immersion breaking. Same thing here. Notice how the ship, notice how the ground looks very, you know, realistic, but the ship looks not as good, you know. It's a little jarring. You know?
You through this early chunk of the game, actually letting you see what the opening hours are like, the things that you'll be doing, along with giving some of my initial thoughts. Now, right at the top, I will say, while I do like a lot of the structure and activities that are on display here, like the base foundation of this survival game, at the same time, I definitely have some early concerns, primarily around the combat, the overall clunkiness, the game's pacing, and top of it all is probably performance. Frankly, some of this is still a bit rough looking, a bit more than I would hope so as
Yeah, so wow, his concerns were that was a pretty big list of concerns.
we get closer.
Also, this UI, notice how this looks exactly like Throne and Liberty. See these windows? Like the UI elements? Wow, that looks like Throne and Liberty. Holy shit. That's amazing. Check this out. Okay, look at here. Let's see if I can go to the beginning. Look at this UI. Like, look at the windows. Look at the colors. And then look at this one. Doesn't it look similar? Like the same colors, the purple, kind of the beiges. I will say that Throne of Liberties looks better. Throne of Liberty had a lot of good things to it. Like the graphics were really nice. I actually thought the interface was quite nice. It was very clean, a little bit too clean. I always like the UI to have a stylistic approach to it, as opposed to having just a super clean approach like this. I like the UI to have a stylistic approach so that it kind of matches the game a little bit. This one doesn't, but it's still nice. I mean, it is nice. Look at the graphics, though. The graphics in Throne of Liberty are really quite nice. All right, so we're going to go with... You can see me here just going through some basic combat moves and stuff. that face she makes when I jump is kind of silly looking. The problem with Throne of Liberty is it has kind of a lock-on system, which I do not like lock-on combat ever. I never want my character locked on to anything. Combat should be like Terra. I still think Terra has one of the best combat systems. You know, it's just really good. I don't know. I mean, it was so funny when Terra first came out because they said true action combat, and they were right. And that's why Terra was so popular when it came out, because they nailed the combat, right? Now this is old. This is from 12 years ago. Also, the Mossy like sound and logo's cool. Love it. Yeah. Number 67.
Welcome to Terra, the first MMO with true action combat. In Terra, if you don't bring your A game, be prepared to get smacked down.
What's Terra E3?
In your screen, and you put your crosshair on what you want to kill, and then you start swinging away. If you swing to the left, you're gonna miss it. If you swing to the right, you're gonna miss it. If you swing dead on, you're gonna hit it.
In terms of the classes themselves, are you sort of going...
There was some people that they interviewed. It was cool when they had like Terra shown at like E3. There was one video where they interviewed people that played it, and they were just like raving about it. They were like, "This is awesome," you know what I mean? Like, this combat's amazing, and it was. Terra combat was. It was amazing. See, this is a later version of Terra.
Create new character.
Yeah, this is a much later version. It's man, if they could just get a Terra version from vanilla. But no one's been able to get the code. No one has been able to get with the original code. Everybody wants it, but no one can get it. I can't tell you how many times I've seen people say, as a returning player, coming from Europe, blah, blah, blah. He goes, first server I tried, private server was Memas. And even though it feels very popular, it also feels very bloated with insanely high numbers and a focus on in-game dungeons and raids. Are there any servers out there that either use a classic version of Terra or a server that's done adjustments to give the same feeling of fighting BAMs just like back then? A level 16 group going at a basilisk for 5 minutes. Check that out. A level 16 group trying to kill one basilisk, which is like a level 20 mob, for 5 minutes. That's a group of people trying to kill him. So they nerfed Terra so hard. Like when it first came out, the BAMs were hard to kill. Just even the dungeons, doing like a level 15 dungeon was, you would wipe like 2 or 3 times. It was great. And there's so many people who want like that vanilla Terra, but no one has the code. No one, the code, whoever got the code for Terra, whatever the leaked code that people have, it's a couple different versions. The oldest one is this one, the Terra CZ Community.0, but it's got the 2015, which is already too late. You've got to have the 2012 client or the 2012 server, and no one's got it, man. No one's fucking got it, and it's just a fucking shame, man. It's a shame.
To development, but that said, it is still in development, and the hope is that they continue ironing things out prior to release, which is exactly the point of doing something like providing said early feedback. Okay, so the preface done, let us dive in. Here's what the first few hours look like in Dune Awakening. Now, of course, character creation is where it all begins. After picking a starter preset, you then get to tailor things however you please. They've got most of the expected sliders for body proportions, facial features, and then the coloring of everything. Really not much to say here, pretty straightforward stuff. The real choice begins when you start actually picking your backstory, where you were born, your caste, and your mentor, and this plays into more than just your character's history, coming with some gameplay related effects. Depending on what you pick, you'll unlock various dialogue traits, emotes, and your mentor choice will determine your starting class and skill. The Trooper is offensive and demolition with the Shigawire cable, which is basically a grapple hook. The Mentat is your recon and strategy class with a sentry turret. The Bene Gesserit Acolyte is a physical mastery and manipulation with the voice compel skill, which pulls targets towards you. And then lastly, there's the Swords Master, close quarters combat as you'd expect. They've got the deflection skill, which is a stance that will deflect ranged dart attacks against you. Now, it's worth noting that as you progress through the game, you'll eventually be able to unlock whatever skills, weapons, and tools you please. This just essentially gives you your starting baseline. Okay, so after this, you get a few cutscenes. You crash land on the planet, waking up inside of a cave, and this begins the tutorial. Almost immediately, you're going to find the Frem Kit, which acts as your mobile crafting station, letting you make some of the early game gear and tools while on the go. Your first objective is to craft a scrap metal knife. Once finished, it'll automatically be added to your hotbar. Then equipping it allows you to now slice through a nearby blockade. From here, you're introduced to some survival mechanics of dehydration, where you'll collect dew from water plants to fill up the bar. You'll make a health kit, which can be used to heal your character. This is crafted using basic plant fiber, and you'll scale a rock wall, as the game does have a free climbing system. Basically, as long as you have the stamina, you can climb pretty much anywhere in the environment. Upon exiting the cave and emerging onto the planet's surface, this introduces you to the second survival mechanic, which is sunstroke. So spending time in the sun will heat up your temperature, increasing your rate of dehydration. You'll want to try to find cover in buildings or in the shadows of rock formations to counteract that effect. Near the remnants of your recently crashed ship, you're going to get your first taste of combat, quite basic at this point. Unholstering the scrap metal knife that you made earlier lets you take down this lone guard, and then you're tasked with actually getting inside of the ship, which requires you to use a cutter ray to destroy a massive rock. Now, this cutter ray is your basic early game mining tool, so outside of the small objects that you can pick up directly with your hands, you're going to use this device to break down and collect larger ones. So first, what you do is you analyze an object by scanning it, which is then going to reveal a line of its structure.
Yeah, guess what? Sounds a lot like another game.
Is a fresh start.
Heartspace Shipbreaker. This is a space salvaging game where you also scan things to look for weaknesses, and then you're able to use your cutter.
Okay, some oxygen here that I can use, so we'll keep that.
To cut and break things up.
Is that a portrait?
So it's kind of interesting. Seems like they kind of stole some of that ideas from Hard Space Shipbreaker for Dune. That's what it feels like to me, anyway. All right, let's download that. Download anyway. Did I get multiple? 7. Why is it downloading 7? Here, cancel this one. Why is that part 8? Oh, that was okay. Never mind. I was downloading that one. Download. Wow. 7. Yeah, here. Cancel that one. 8. All right, cool. Anyways, yeah. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to play. There's nothing out there that's keeping my attention. It's just, every time I try to play WoW, it's sad that every time I try to play WoW, I play for like 10, 20, 30 minutes, maybe an hour, and then I just end up talking about something else, you know? I get into a conversation about MMO development or some other new game coming, and I find myself enjoying a conversation about new upcoming games more than I do playing World of Warcraft, you know what I mean? And it's sad because I love WoW, but, you know, dude, I've played it forever. Played the game since 2004. So it's a little bit, it's frustrating, you know? It is frustrating. So, yeah, it's just been, we haven't had anything come out that's really good. Now, if we look at my Steam, we can see games that I've played. I mean, are there any games in here that we might want to play? I mean, we've got Elden Ring. I mean, I would like to play something that's hard. I mean, Elden Ring's pretty hard. We could play Elden Ring, but I don't like the controls so much. The Elden Ring combat system is not necessarily my favorite. You know, I don't know. I just don't know. You know, I don't know, man. I just do not know. It's tough. C6. It's tough. 7, 8. This. There's no games out there, man. There's like no new MMOs. I would love to play something new, but I don't even know of any new MMOs that are out there, kind of like under the radar MMOs, you know, that we could play just for fun, you know, like. Yeah, 5 MMOs. This is 4 years ago, 1 year. 7 MMOs you never heard of. There you go. The problem with most of these, and you can see I've actually watched part of this video. The thing with when you find these MMOs you never heard of is the problem is they're dead because no one's ever heard of them, right? You know, Starship Traders MMO. What is this one? This is some weird Kakeli Online, Pirate 101, Subspace Discovery. You know. The Magic Land? What the fuck is that? Graphics obviously aren't good.
The litter type ARPG and
then you get into these games that have like terrible graphics, you know. Let's go to
What is the worst MMO ever?
I was also going to ask that. I'm very curious to know, like, where
you can't keep calling everything the worst ever.
Where different games land for you after playing so many.
So it's the question mark in the title, which is what I use to.
What's up, Iron? I'm having that issue. I'm having a hard time focusing on playing WoW again, man. Just played the game for so much, you know?
Kind of divert this way. It's a journey. There are many MMOs that do one specific thing really badly. Like I'll find a game that does... I always try and find something good. As for which is the worst, wait till I get to 100 videos and then I'll make a list of the worst bits of all of them.
All right. I I see your dodge. I see.
Thank you.
I
I'm
see
training
you
to-
dodge that
I was
question.
going to say, oddly enough, we didn't get an answer there, did we?
Yeah, it's so strange. You don't have one that you'd be like, no, that's the worst.
Well, if I say a really bad random one.
You're doing monthly expense report? I got you. So yeah, let's look at Josh. Josh has done a lot of videos, right? Like if you go to Josh Strife Hayes, and he's got his series called, the worst MMOs. I wonder if he's got like, let's do this.
It's difficult for me to say this, but maybe.
Let's just look at his videos and, our MMO's dying. This was from 3 weeks ago. I think I watched some of this. Yeah, I did. Worst MMO ever. Here's the ultimate MMO tier list backed by science. Let's look at that. Maybe we'll find something.
MMORPGs are great. Massive virtual worlds you can explore around with your friends, having incredible adventures, fighting terrifying monsters, and finding hidden treasure.
Wizard 101. Lord of the Rings.
Guild into battle to just live.
We could play Lord of the Rings online because they did just release the 64-bit client. That might be worth here. Lord of the Rings online. Where's it at? That might be worth checking out. But I don't think the graphics like here. Let's install this. I got 1 point. Yeah, let's do this. Let's install Lord of the Rings online. I don't know how well it's going to play though, because it looks good though. The graphics are amazing. It's amazing the graphics in Lord of the Rings Online still look that good. But to play Lord of the Rings Online, you kind of have to. There's add-ons. You have to kind of like install add-ons and stuff to get it to get the interface to be kind of a little bit better. You don't have to, but it does make the game look better.
There are so many games and so many different ways to play them.
So
At the end of the day,
let's pause
the best
that. I
MMO
changed my
is the
mind.
one you enjoy. No one game is better than any other. Wrong. Every MMORPG ever made can be sort of objectively sorted from worst to best using a scientific.
Okay, was it just me or did he fucking sound like Arnold Schwarzenegger when he said wrong?
Life out in the wild. This chart. So many different ways to play them. At the end of the day,
Doesn't he sound like Arnold Schwarzenegger here? Close your eyes.
the best MMO is the one you enjoy. No one game is better than
Okay, here it comes.
any other. Wrong.
Didn't he sound like Arnold Schwarzenegger? Wrong!
Every MMORPG ever made can be sort of objectively sorted from worst to best using a scientific method, and I've spent the last 2 months making this chart, so I...
That's what we
prove it.
Jakri, we were just talking about that. I literally just started installing Lord of the Rings Online. And then I just stopped myself. The thing with Lord of the Rings Online is the graphics are fairly decent, but it's just kind of clunky. It's a little clunky. Well, I'll think about it. I've tried to play. The thing is, I've tried to play Lord of the Rings Online a lot, and the only reason I thought about playing it again right now is because they did upgrade to 64-bit architecture, which I have heard has made the game run a lot better.
Welcome, I'm Josh Strife Hayes. Since starting my MMO content creation career many years ago, the most common email or message I get by far is, Josh, why do you look like Henry Cavill from Wish? The second is, what MMO should I play? Every year we get more top 10 MMO videos, and those videos are either far too...
There are no WildStar private servers that are any good. There's one that's been in development for a while, but it hasn't really gone anywhere. I think I have it still on my list. See. Yeah, right here. This one here, Nexus Forever. And the last comment was, okay, this year. Let's see, personally, but I mean, I don't know if any of this is saying anything about the game coming out anytime soon. There's nothing wrong with that. My game is very structured. A lot of it's just people talking about stuff. But yeah, you can see it's active. I mean, they're still trying to get WildStar. They're still trying to reverse engineer WildStar. And they've been working on this for years. Years. I mean, they're literally going through freaking they're going through the hexadecimal code. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if they'll ever get this to a point where it's worth playing. And they've been working on it for 7 years.
Too similar to the previous.
Yeah, I don't like the Turtle Wow client. It's just really clunky. It's very clunky.
year, or they don't agree with my subjective opinion at the time and are therefore wrong. Because of this, I've spent the last 2 months of my life creating this extremely scientific video, cataloguing every single MMORPG of any relevance and ranking them in order of their positions on other MMO videos. Really important online.
So here he's got it. Man, he's ranked a shit ton. At number 250, Meridian, 59. Let's just skip up to like the top. Let's skip up to the top, what, 50 MMOs? Man, he just ranked 250 MMOs. Yeah, Project Epoch, the graphics were really bad. That was developed by 2 people, really. Look, EverQuest 3. Wow, EverQuest 3 at 240. Holy crap. Well, is there even?
And expected in 2028, the sequel to one of the most important MMOs.
Okay, so I guess it's expected in 2028.
Ever is on this list because of hype and speculation. So please, stop putting games which don't exist yet on top 10 MMO lists. 239, Silk Road Online, a Chinese MMO from 2005 set on the famous Silk...
I'll tell you what, let's go, the quest is what am I looking for in a game? What I'm looking for in a game is I want a really good PvE experience. I love PvP, but I don't think most MMOs are going to deliver on a PvP experience. Because really, to me, PvP, like the most fun PvP is like battleground-based PvP. And most MMOs just don't really have good battlegrounds. I mean, very few do. Guild Wars 2 is decent. WoW has the best battlegrounds, I think. WoW's, it's tough. It's tough, man. It's very, very difficult to find a game that's better than World of Warcraft. Like the problem with WoW is that it's been around so long that it's really boring. Like leveling characters up through WoW for me is boring because I've done it 10,000 times. And the other thing that's really difficult with WoW is that the game has got to the point where it's so much of a gold selling marketplace. Like when you don't have to buy gold, but if you're trying to compete, we were talking about it earlier. I looked at like all the consumables I might buy if I was going to go do a raid and I wanted to, do well on the DPS meter. If I was going to buy the consumables I wanted to buy for my melee hunter or my ranged hunter, it was like going to be like 200, 300, 400 gold for one raid run, for one raid. Like hundreds of gold. That's how expensive the regions were in the auction house. Hundreds of gold. I mean, it was like crazy. It was like just for one raid. It's like, oh, I got to prep for the raid. Let me go to the auction house and buy a stack of mongoose. Let me buy some Winterfall firewater. Let me buy some frost oil. I mean, it didn't take long before I was up to like spending hundreds of gold. It was insane, the prices. And there's no fucking way people are spending 200, 300 gold every time they do a raid without buying gold. Unless they're the people that are spending a lot of time in the game collecting all of those things and selling them for those ridiculous prices so they can, you know what I mean?
Road trading route between China and Europe, the trifecta of trader hunter.
Yeah, Hutball's awesome, dude. Hutball's the best PvP battleground, right?
Thief gameplay choices were focused on PvP. It's still online now, and by all respects, isn't bad. 238, Metin 2, a 2004 Eastern European MMO still.
I remember this one.
In Turkey. To this day, I get.
Wow, it's still extremely popular. I remember seeing this one before.
Messages from people demanding I acknowledge Metin 2 as the greatest MMO of all time, and I will not. 237, Undecember, hack and slash action RPG like Path of Exile, but worse. 236.
Yeah, I've played Arcrage. I've played the Arcrage private server. I didn't see it as extremely popular though, but I think maybe that's because I wasn't max level, maybe, Jagreem. But I did play. In fact, I used to have it installed just a couple weeks ago. But I don't think I do. Yeah, I think I just uninstalled it literally 2 days ago. But yeah.
Gloria Victis, realistic PvP-focused medieval MMO with brutal grounded combat and high lethality.
What was that, Iron? The quest is what are looking. Yeah. To me, I want the game to have a good open world. I want the PvE content to be challenging. I don't want me to just be going up to mobs and killing them in 2 seconds. I want the combat to be fun. I would like there to be some action elements to the combat. Something like an Arcade or Guild Wars 2 type combat. If we could get something like Terra, that would be fantastic. I would like there to be PvP battlegrounds, but the problem is if you're playing on a private server or a smaller lesser known MMO, you're really not gonna have a hard time finding good PvP just because there isn't gonna be a very good population, so it's hard to do battleground queues and stuff if there aren't very many people playing on the server. So getting good PvP in a private server or a lesser known MMOs is going to be pretty difficult. So that'll be pretty challenging.
Small but dedicated player base. 235 Waven, turn-based, grid-based, tactical MMO on PC. Of much drama as early builds didn't look very good and the main dev is spending more time waging a Twitter culture war than actually making the game. 231 Master X Master PvP MOBA League of Legends knockoff. Not an MMO, released by NCSoft in 2017 and shut down in 2018. And if you're wondering, why is a MOBA on the best MMO list? We can consult the giant chart of ultimate MMO data. We can find Master X Master on the game axis. Follow along and see this game received 1 point from video 39. We can then refer to the master list of all videos used to generate this data and see that video 39 was Game Ranks, the top 10 new MMORPG. Really nice.
So let's go to 60. Let's go to 60. I don't want to go on. Let's go to 60. Skyforge
framing for a level up system. Releasing in 2015.
I've played Skyforge. The combat's actually fairly decent, but yeah, but I tried to play Elder Scrolls Online, and the problem with Elder Scrolls Online is it's not difficult at all. There's no challenge whatsoever. Like Elder Scrolls Online feels like Skyrim, but less challenging. Like if you go into Elder Scrolls Online and just do quests, like level through the quests, there is no challenge, like none. I went through Elder Scrolls just a couple days ago. Remember, like last week, and I would go through the world and I would find quests and I would go up and I would aggro like 3 mobs and I would just stand there and let them hit me, and it took them like a minute for 3 of them to kill me. I mean, it's just the content just isn't challenging. Like the PvE content, you know what I mean? It's completely brain dead, yeah. And it can't be that way. I have to have a challenge when I'm doing. If there's going to be quests, they have to be challenging. Like I should have to use my abilities. I should have to be taking damage. I should have to, after combat, maybe drink or eat or replenish. You know what I mean? It just can't be brain dead. You know, where it's just boring.
It is still going. 59 Guild Wars 1. Not
a lot of people would be mad that he's got Guild Wars 1 this low.
Strictly an MMORPG, more of an online RPG with optional co-op. Guild Wars 1 is one of the best games on the list, possibly ever. Releasing back in 2005 and still online to this day, Guild Wars uses a Magic the Gathering-inspired combat system, where you have multiple skills but can only set them up while in a safe zone, and then must take on the adventure zone with whatever set you give yourself, like drawing your opening hand of cards in Magic the Gathering. Several expansions and the ability to turn your old characters into mercenary companions for you.
The one thing I really hated about Guild Wars 1 is you couldn't jump. There was no jump key. So like that was really annoying. Like it's hard when you're used to being able to jump and you can't jump at all. That was really weird.
The new ones make Guild Wars 1 a game that every RPG fan should try. 58 Star Wars Galaxies. Probably the game I hear people wish for the most. Star Wars Galaxies was a massive galaxy-sized Star Wars life sim MMO running from 2003 until 2011. Players could take on a...
But Fallout 76 isn't an MMO, is it? It's just a single-player game, isn't it? I never played it.
Variety of roles, but the game was ironically killed by the later inclusion of the Jedi class. Before this, everyone did their own thing, but to become a Jedi, you must perform a load of originally secret things. However, once those things were known, everyone became a Jedi. Non-combat classes became rare, the economy slowed down, and balance went out the window, because when everyone is special, no one is. Thankfully, Star Wars never made that mistake again, and every bit of media they've released since then has been absolutely perfect. 57 EverQuest Next. This was the production name of a game.
I can't believe. Why is this even on the list? They never released EverQuest Next. It was canceled. He's got EverQuest Next as the 57th best MMO, and it never even released.
Not at all related to the events of EverQuest 1 or 2.
It's an MMO store. It's 24 players per server. Okay.
So you can imagine the confusion this caused. Next would be set in a world similar to, but not actually Norath, and follow a new story. It had the Landmark creation system, which itself would break away and become the standalone MMO Landmark. We've already seen that on this list. The EverQuest Next project was discontinued in 2016. 56 Allods Online, a colourful, chunky Russian, not World of Warcraft, with your standard tab target, combat quests and airship PvP. It's most commonly known as the game which made people play World of Warcraft. It's still online. 55 Mortal Online. PlanetSide 2 is still online and will remain so until the Spiffing Brit decides to crash it again. 46. Elion. Originally...
Alien, see, I liked it. I mean, Alien has amazing combat. Like Alien, he's got it at 46, but the combat in this game was fantastic.
Named Ascent Infinite Realm and thankfully changing that name in development, Elion is a more modern action MMO released in 2020, a spiritual successor to Terra in many ways, and following the same fate as Terra, died in 2023. And you can't blame me for this one because I didn't make a video. 45. Revelations Online, a Chinese action MMO. Revelation Online released in...
I never played PlanetSide. I did play Revelations Online, and it was pretty awful.
2015, bringing extremely over-the-top characters and classes, massive weapons, jiggle physics. Welcome back, everyone. The game was praised for its flying combat and massive PvP battles, but they couldn't save it, and it shut down in 2024. 44. Camelot Unchained, another Kickstarter MMO. Camelot Unchained was being led by Mark Jacobs, the guy behind original Dark Age of Camelot. Announced back in 2012 and focusing on realm versus realm
A lot of people love Dark Age of Camelot, which I never got a chance to play, really. And so a lot of people was hoping that Camelot Unchained would be kind of a spiritual successor to Dark Age of Camelot.
PvP, much like the original Dark Age, it had 11 years of beta tests, update emails, and escalating promises, but still no game. To any budding game developer out there, public hype usually has a 6-month window. If you announce something, demand for it will reach fever pitch in 6 months before the public move on to something else. Camelot Unchained is now 13 years out and still no game. 43. Pantheon Rise of the Fallen. Another ambitious project from EverQuest visionary Brad McQuaid is Pantheon Rise of the Fallen.
No, I played the Division 2. I didn't really... I like fantasy MMOs. I like fantasy MMOs, Jigrin. Couldn't really get into that. I tried it. I didn't like it. It's funny that he's got Pantheon Rise of the Fallen in here.
Fortunately, that project involves the words Kickstarter, open world, and we need more funding, please. Pantheon has been hit by 2 major issues. The first was the saddening news of Brad McQuaid passing in 2019. The second is the constant feature creep promising more and more and costing more and more, meaning by the time one system even gets close to being finished, they've added another 2. Will Pantheon Rise of the Fallen have released when you watch this video? Will it release by the time I die? Will it be another scam or the best MMO in the world? Who knows? 42. Warhammer Online.
Well, I mean,
Age of Reckoning.
you can play Pantheon right now. If you buy Pantheon, you can play it right now as like a beta.
Haven't personally forgiven Games Workshop for killing Warhammer Fantasy with the End Times plot many years ago. Rest in peace, my Empire Army, although the old world is scratching my rank and file itch. Warhammer Online Age of Reckoning, cleverly abbreviated to just War, was a brutal realm versus realm third-person...
I loved this game. This game was super fun.
Either order or destruction.
This game was fun.
In 2008 and hitting 800,000 subscribers pretty quickly, that number dropped to 300k within months, which is still respectable. However, the game, like all niche things Games Workshop decide to try and do, lost support only 5 years later. The fan server Return of Reckoning has kept the game unofficially online and is still popular to this day, so let's not tell Games Workshop about that. 41. Ultima Online, released back...
I never played the original. I played the Return of Reckoning, the fan server, and the reason I don't play on it now is because I could never... Like, it's really fun PvP. Oh yeah, I heard about Power Worlds, but I never played it. Are you being facetious? Are you joking? I mean, the reality is, I don't think there's going to be an MMO out there that's going to have... The problem is, because I've played WoW so much, and because I like certain things about World of Warcraft so much, it's hard for me to... I'll go play another MMO, and I'll be like, man, I wish it had this, what WoW has, but it doesn't. Or, man, I wish it had this that Terra has, but it doesn't. I think for a new MMO to get me in and get me to continue to play it, it has to either do the same things that my favorite MMOs do, only better, or it has to do something new that the MMOs I've played previously have never done. You know what I mean? You're just trying to think of something different. I have never played Power Worlds. I mean, to me, so Iron, so Knuckles. What I want is something that has good combat. I really like combat, so it has to have good combat. I want it to be open world, third person, have good graphics, good combat. If it's got good graphics, good combat, and challenging PvE content, then that's all I need. That's going to at least get me something to play for a little bit. And it's amazing how hard it is to find just that. To find a game that has challenging PvE content, good graphics, and solid combat. It's amazing how hard it is to find just that, which you would think that wouldn't be that difficult. It's like, that's not that much,
In 1997, Ultima Online was another corner. The original even outliving personal love for this game, I can look back and admit that my friends were right and I was less.
Runes of Magic?
Warcraft clone through and through, Runes of Magic is a grindy pay-to-win MMO with an unfixable memory leak bug and a dwindling player base.
Oof.
It does, however, have a pretty cool song by the band Van Canto called Magic Taboria, so it's got that going for it. Still online, somehow.
Yeah.
6. Dauntless. Another not quite MMO, more online co-op action RPG.
Dauntless, I wouldn't call an MMO. Dauntless is more of a Monster Hunter game. Because I played Dauntless. I really like Dauntless is really fun, but it's not an MMO. It's a Monster Hunter game. You go from fighting monsters and getting gear and using that gear to craft your new armor, and then you go fight the more powerful monsters. So this is not an MMO. It's a Monster Hunter game. I'm surprised he has this on the list.
In 2019, so it's one of the newer games on the list. Focusing on PvE, you team up with other players, then go and hunt massive monsters. Kind of like an online version of Monster Hunter.
That's what it is.
Much captured that niche until Monster Hunter World released, then all the players went over there. Dauntless is still online and maintains a moderate-sized player base. 35. Destiny 2. Releasing back in 2017 on the PS4, Xbox, and PC, Destiny 2 is more of a shared world first-person shooter with RPG elements and small instances that you grind again and again. Technically not a bad game, but has angered the community with several updates which actually removed content and added it to the Destiny vault. Playing any game for longer and getting less content is always a bad feeling. Still online and still successful. Just be aware the player base is passionate. And nobody hates Destiny 2 more than people.
Well, I've played Throne and Liberty, and the Throne and Liberty combat's clunky. The key binding's a little odd, and the game is incredibly grindy. The community is incredibly toxic, and the game's pay to win. So you run into problems of it being very toxic community. Everybody wants you to play the same builds. If you're not playing like the builds that people consider the best builds, they're going to make fun of you. A lot of it's pay to win. Right, to get your gear like up to where it needs to be. And the combat, in my opinion, although I haven't gotten to high level, and I heard the combat gets way better, like way better when you get up to like the higher levels. So it could be fun if I got to like a really end game, but I don't know if I want to go through having to play something I don't like for like weeks and weeks just to get to the point where I do like it. I'm not sure if I could do that, you know. I just want to play something that I can go in and play right now that's fun and that's new, something I haven't played before. Most of these games I've already played. I played Destiny 2 for a couple weeks, and I just didn't. It was more of an FPS, you know, and I want to play a fantasy game, you know. Yeah. Yeah.
Who play Destiny 2. 34. The Secret World. One of my favorite games to play. How about an MMO set in the modern world focused on global conspiracies, shady government takeovers, or occult organizations? The Secret World was part traditional MMO.
Again, it's not a fan. I want a fantasy MMO, and like Vol said, what I really want is a sword and sorcery MMO. I mean, we just don't have too many of those. This is obviously not fantasy or sword and sorcery, so it's not gonna scratch that itch. We got Dark Age of Camelot. I never played this one.
20,000 players per world, which is still impressive to this day. However, they limited themselves to 4,000 for stability and to reduce player clutter in major cities. It was nominated for the 2002 Massive Multiplayer Game of the Year award, which it lost to The Sims Online. Dark Age of Camelot is still online today and still enjoyable until the opponent discover the amazing power of spamming bows on bridges. 32. Phantasy Star Online 2. The Phantasy Star series started back in 19...
I've actually played this game. The combat in this game is actually really fun. But this game is a hub-based game where you just like, you know, you go in your dropship, you go to like a certain area and you run through and clear it out. So it's kind of like that hub-based type thing, which is not an open world MMO. And, you know, obviously I want an open world MMO, so...
1987 on the
yeah, I played Conan, didn't like it.
My Sega Master System from my childhood, and
I'm picky. I can't help it.
Phantasy Star Online 1 released in 2000, then Phantasy Star Universe in 2006, but it was Phantasy Star Online 2 which really hit the mainstream. 9 starting classes, 4 more advanced ones, and unlike the original, which focused on linear, randomly generated dungeons, PS...
Yeah, and you can see, I mean, a lot of these games I've already played, you know? Wow, it's taking a long time to load this. Here you can see my Phantasy Star Online 2 character. And she's totally badass. Check her out. I'm just like fucking around showing the different abilities. But yeah, Phantasy Star Online was, you know, it's just a hub, another hub-based one, like I said. This was the first time I played it, and this was actually the Japanese. I was actually playing on a Japanese server. So I played Phantasy Star Online on a Japanese server 11 years ago. And here's what it looked like. Very crazy. And then you have a bow too, so do I switch to the bow? I think I do. Yeah. So yeah, very, you know, kind of animation locked. Like once you go into animations of doing certain abilities, you're kind of locked in. But anyways, Phantasy Star Online 2 it had an interesting, I mean, the combat was pretty fun.
SO2 has a more open world focus. It made over $1 billion and is still Phantasy Star Online 2. 31, Path of Exile. We're almost 220 games into the list. Still saying Exile. Not really an MMO, but still a damn good game. Path of Exile is what happens when some guys who really like Diablo thought they could make a better Diablo and just kind of didn't stop until they actually did. And then they kept going, and now we're all very worried about them because they cannot seem to stop making it. Released in 2013, Path of Exile has gone through time-limited events called League.
Yeah, I can't play isometric games. These top-down isometric, I can't do it. Can't do the isometric. What do we got here?
The European and American servers.
Here's the Arcade Unchained.
Is alive in the East only, known simply as Arcade. 27, Throne and Liberty.
Here you go,
Another
Throne and Liberty.
Of MMO name changes really messing with these results. Lineage Eternal was announced in 2011, a sequel to the Lineage franchise, but then in 2017 was rebranded to Project TL, then 5 years later in 2022 rebranded again to Throne and Liberty, and then 2 years after that.
But you can see the combat in Throne and Liberty. It's kind of like, it's not great. I mean, I've played Throne and Liberty several times, and I just don't think the combat's very good. But again, it's supposed to be better at higher levels. So
released in 2024 and gained 3 million players in 1 week. A very successful launch, an Eastern hack-and-slash action MMO with stunning graphics. The recent roadmap announced one-man dungeons and 12-player raids coming soon. Hopefully Throne and Liberty has more staying power than other Eastern action MMOs on this list. 26. Dungeons and Dragons Online, one of my personal favorite designs in gaming. DDO is the best compromise between the freeform imagination of the tabletop system and the restrictions of an online video game. A classic third-person MMO released back...
I played this one. It was actually pretty fun. I played Dungeons and Dragons Online. It was actually pretty fun. But it was, you know, there weren't that many people in the game.
Got Project 99.
I never played EverQuest. I did play it for like a day or two a few years ago, and it was just too old. The graphics were too old. The character movement, the character control was way too clunky, you know?
Is self-published instead, renaming to Bless Online and launching in 2018. Then they decided to reboot the game and re-release as Bless Unleashed in 2020, which is just about still going. 22, Star Trek.
Yeah, Bless Unleashed actually has really good combat. It's actually the combat's really fun. Bless Unleashed.
Online, Space: The Final Frontier, made by...
And I've never played this.
Cryptic Studios, the same people behind Neverwinter Online. Star Trek Online is similar. You captain your own starship, travel to smaller dungeons, explore them, and kill things along the way. Launched in 2011 and still online today. It's a competent MMO, but as a classic Star Trek fan myself...
But I mean, honestly, I'm still going to play WoW. No matter what I say, you're still going to see me play WoW just because it's fun. It's just... I struggle with sometimes doing the leveling up process now more than I used to. And that's unfortunate, you know, but I still like WoW. I like the end game. I like getting, you know, doing like when I get my melee hunter to like level 50 or like level 45, we can start doing like, you know, Zul'Farrak and stuff like that, start doing the end game dungeons. Then I start having a lot more fun. Especially too, because I get to show people that, you know, how good the melee hunter can be, which is always fun. But that, like, the leveling experience right now from like leveling from like 20 to 45 is I find really tedious, to be honest. And since I don't use like any add-ons that tell me exactly what to do, like rested XP, you know, I mean, maybe if I was like one of the masses and one of the sheep and I just followed rested XP, like go here, go there, maybe I'd level a lot faster. I don't know, but I don't think I could do that because I'm just too, I have a resistance against structure. You know, someone tells me something to do, I'm like, fuck you. You know, it's that's a problem with my personality or something.
I'd say it's missing the procedural competence of the next generation, or the raw, and then shutting down only 1 year later.
Yeah, Crowfall was awful.
Anyway, here's Crowfall. 18. Terror. One of the first MMOs I apparently killed, and after getting a taste for blood, I've gone on to kill many more. Terror, the exiled realm of Arborea, was a super fast action combat MMO with over-the-top Eastern archetypes, such as the massive muscular warrior using a literal lance.
Terror was great. Like Terror will definitely always go down in my, definitely in my top 5, top 10, top 5. You know, Terra's really, really good. The problem with Terror is they nerfed the content. Like it was really good when it released, but then after like 3 months, because there were too many Care Bears crying about how difficult BAMs were or how difficult dungeons were, they started nerfing the content, and they kept nerfing it, and they kept nerfing it, and then it just turned into like every other MMO where the PvE content's a joke, right?
As a weapon, the slim and svelte lady with a gun larger than her, or just a child. Over the years, it became a mess of aesthetics. The monster and environment designs were awesomely over the top, but the cosmetics were garish and immersion-breaking, including a tiny police car you could drive around in, or a collaboration.
I hated the police car. They actually put a fucking police car in a fantasy game. You know what I mean? So, and that was just like, I saw someone drive around a police car. You got to be kidding me. It's a fantasy game. Why is there a police car?
With Attack on Titan, bringing the omnidirectional mobility gear.
I tried. Hey, Luca, what's up? I tried playing Ion last week, and it was just too old. I love Ion, but it was too old. We've got Ion. Remember, we've got Ion. We've got Ion 2 coming out. We've got Arcage coming. We've got like there's like 2 MMOs that are coming. One maybe at the end of this next year, but next year for sure, 2026. We've got a couple that are coming that I think have a chance to be good. You know, we've got Ion 2, and we've got, let's see, Ion 2 is coming. I can't remember if it's the end of, I think it's beginning of next year. Here.
In 2025, and then probably in the first quarter of 2026.
The problem with Ion 2 is initially they said it was going to be a global launch, and then they did the normal thing and said, oh, we're going to launch it in Korea first, and then after that, we're going to launch it, you know, in the West, which basically means, oh, they're going to launch it in Korea next year, and then we probably won't get it over here for another year or two. So we might not see Terra or Ion 2 until like, you know, 2027. You know what I mean? So, but Ion at the time was one of my favorite MMOs. I loved Ion. But now if you try to play Ion, it just feels too old. The combat feels too old. The game just feels too clunky, unfortunately. But back in its day, it was a great game. But we do have Ion 2 coming, but I do think it's going to be a while. Like I'm thinking like earliest we'll see Ion 2 is probably the end of 2026, you know? Yeah. And then we've got Age Chronicles, and that is coming. I don't know when I can't remember. I think that's coming
at their own pace. It blends ARPG combat mechanics.
The cool thing about Age Chronicles is they're implementing this like action-based combat system
with the MMO formula, offering a fresh twist. However, there are some concerns surrounding the game, mainly because of the company behind it, which hasn't exactly had the best history with MMOs. But in this video, we'll dive into what Age Chronicles has to offer and what we think you can expect from it. Age Chronicles is the upcoming evolution of the Age franchise, originally revealed as Age 2 back in 2022. Developed by XL Games and published by Cacao Games, this title aims to bring a fresh...
You said that the lead dev... No, you're joking. You're saying the lead dev of Age Chronicles is left? Chronicles luminary Jake Song leaves XL Games. Why did he leave? Oh. Yeah, that's not good. That's not good.
Right, this is an interesting one. This came up yesterday or like 2 days ago from
That's
Kira,
not good.
And I'm intrigued to
Ugh,
see
I can't stand Kira TV.
So this is with Age 2. It's titled Arcade 2 creator quits, ruins his whole MMORPG legacy. So I don't know what's happened here, but this is obviously to do with Jake Song, the maker of Arcade, and he was working on Arcade 2 the last I checked. So just move the camera over here.
I can't stand Kira TV.
Let's see what Kira has to say.
Clear to me that you either die a hero or you live long enough to become the villain, or in the video game equivalent, you either just quit making video games or you live long enough to sell out and start becoming a crypto bro and completely.
Kira, don't tell me Jake Song's going to become a crypto game maker. Please no, Kira, don't tell me this. Just don't. He made Lineage. He's like one of the OGs of MMO development. There's no way. There's no fucking way.
Ruining your legacy.
Well, one thing, NFTs don't work in the West. Like NFTs, maybe they work in the East, but NFT games don't work in the West. They're a joke, right? Nobody wants to buy NFTs. NFTs was a buzzword that worked for like a year, and now it's pretty much dead. Like nobody wants NFTs. Nobody's gonna buy images of things and be like, I own this NFT. Who gives a fuck? It's a total cash grab. It's a ripoff. Don't fall for it. Like that shit isn't gonna work. Now maybe it's a total joke. Yeah, like everybody knows they're a joke. Like anybody who knows crypto knows that it's stupid. It's a joke. It's just a way for them to try to steal your money. Now I don't know if he's going to try to do this. He's an idiot. Yeah, it's stupid.
We're talking now about Jake Song, the founder, the granddaddy of MMOs in South Korea. This guy was there at the very beginning. While we had legends in the West, we had people like Richard Garriott making Ultima Online. Some of the first, some of the biggest, some of the best, in my opinion.
I don't like Kira TV. Ugh.
MMOs we ever got that
He's
shaped
a creepy
the industry
motherfucker.
Going forward. This dude was over there in Korea doing the same thing. This guy, if you know anything about.
Oh yeah, I don't even want to listen to him. So blah blah blah. Jake Song, former CEO of first generation PC developer in Korea, who had led the development of Land of the Wind, Lineage, joined the blockchain game foundation established by Jang Hyung-guk, CEO of Nexus. So you guys know Nexus probably. Jang Hyung-guk, CEO of Nextus, which here it was Nexus and now it's Nextus. I'm assuming that's a typo. Translation: said on his X on the 10th, a legend of the Korean gaming industry and pioneer of the global online games has joined as a senior advisor and board member of the Open Game Foundation. OGF is a blockchain foundation established separately in Chuck, Switzerland. Last blah 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 blah. In 2003, he founded XL Games. We don't care. As a director, blah 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 blah. Land of the Wind, later developed Lineage. Okay, but he's not really saying anything here. But he basically joined this company that is a blockchain foundation. And what's it called? Open Games advisor, board member. Has joined a senior advisor and board member of the Open Game Foundation. So what we really need to do is see, what the fuck is the Open Game Foundation? What is the Open Game Foundation? The Open Game Foundation was founded by Ryan Dancy as an independent forum for discussion of open gaming among the members of the fledgling Open Game. Well, that doesn't tell us anything. Like, that tells us absolutely nothing. They're going to make me have to listen to fucking Kira.
Gaming evolved, it would not be even remotely like what it is now. And obviously, some people are going to be like, lol, South Korean gaming's terrible anyway. It works for them. They like it. It is what it is. And he made great games. He had vision.
Oh, no, I think Kira's about to tell us exactly what he suspected.
He had drive.
Wait, didn't Arcade already do some kind of fucking crypto thing? It was called Arc World, right? I remember that a few years ago. They released a crypto version of Arcade and they called it Arc World, and it basically released, and I remember just hearing nothing about it. I'm pretty sure it flopped. So if he's about to tell me that Jake has quit.
Every NFT game that I've seen that's tried to come out has flopped. Like every NFT game that I've seen by any kind of a major business, any kind of a major gaming company has not done well, right? It's flopped, so...
Working on Arcade Chronicles to go work on some fucking crypto MMO, I'll be in disbelief because Arc World already failed, essentially, didn't it? Literally never heard of it. I haven't heard of a single person playing it.
And he really saw something other people didn't, and he's responsible for some games that paved the way and also were very popular over there as franchises, such as Lineage. Obviously didn't do it alone, but this dude is a legend. And unfortunately, he spent many years doing what a lot of legends do, which is just be disappointed, just release things that don't do as good as you would have hoped that they did. And unfortunately, with this guy, I think Arcade was actually a good game, and you could see that this was a game created by somebody who really had like a mind for.
Yeah, when they released Arcade, it was a good game, but there were major issues with it, which I'm not going to go into right now. But it was a good game. It was a very good game, and you could tell that they really wanted to make it a good game. There was a lot of thought that went into the ship warfare, the crafting. There was just so much thought that went into the game. The housing system was fantastic. And then I don't know, but it didn't work because of all the flaws in the security of the game and the hacks. There were way too many hacks that happened. Land grab hacks on day one. There was just too much hacking of the client itself that happened, and the labor system was stupid.
Doing something other games were not doing. And Arcade is always going to be, it's going to go down in history for me as one of the most disappointing MMO projects because it was just so criminally mismanaged. It had so many small things go wrong.
Yeah, so many hacks.
And for me, it will always be.
To me, people hacked it.
A single other MMO that people pine about more than Arcade.
Well, WildStar. I mean, a lot of people pine about WildStar.
Back when it was in like beta, like the very early days of Arcade. Even to this day, 12 years later, people still remember and talk about it. And Arcade tried to do so many relaunch servers, fresh start experiences to recapture that and cash in on people's desire to have that experience back. I think there's like two MMOs that breaks everyone's heart: Arcade and WildStar.
WildStar.
Probably those two. I can't think of any MMOs other than that. Maybe Warhammer Online. Arcade, WildStar, Warhammer Online. 3 MMOs that have broken people's hearts.
Well, also, I would also say that EverQuest Next broke a lot of people's hearts because they really thought that EverQuest Next was going to be like some sort of a next evolution of EverQuest, and then they canceled the project.
If MMO, what if Arcade would have been a very slightly different hero there, if they paid a little bit more attention, if they just stuck with the initial vision, if it wasn't ruined by monetization, what could we have had now? What could Arcade be?
I like how these people are putting in the chat games that they feel were heartbreaking, and I like how someone put Rift, because Rift was heartbreaking. And also Terra. A lot of people put Terra in the comments because Terra was a great game that they fucked up. I can't tell you how many MMOs come out and they screw them up. Black Desert Online is a great game right now, but it was way better day one. Black Desert, when it came out day one, was a better game than it is now. Amazon's New World was better in the fucking beta I played like 6, 7, 8 years ago than it is now, I think. It was more of a niche game, but it was more unique, and it had a very heavy emphasis on PvP, full loop PvP, and it was fun. It had something that most games just don't have, and of course they rechanged it, went more focused for PvE, which made them a lot of money. If they would have stayed the way they were, I don't think they would have been very successful at all. So the move they made was the right move, but I don't think the game that they came out with was as fun, at least for me, as the beta that I played from 6, 7 years ago. And like Rift was a great game day one. They nerfed that and they didn't manage it well. The servers were kind of laggy, which really hurt the game. And just the release of too many big MMOs around the time that Rift came out really hurt Rift. You had games like Terra, you had games like Guild Wars 2 that came out not long after it. And, of course, World of Warcraft bringing out one of its big expansions, Cataclysm or whatever it was. Things like that pulled players away from it. So Rift never really got the fair shake I think it deserved. And what's really interesting is if you look at a lot of these MMOs, if they released today, as they were on day one of launch day, if someone said to me, hey, we're going to release Rift today or tomorrow, and it's going to be exactly as it was when it was released originally, I would be playing it. If someone said, hey, we're going to release Terra tomorrow, and it's exactly as it was in 2011 when we released it, it would be massive. I'm telling you right now, it would be massive. Millions probably people would be playing it. That's how much people love the original version of Terra. Like the day one, the closed beta test 1, closed beta test 2, closed beta test 3, and the open beta test all were phenomenal. Everybody who was part of those, and I was in every single one of those, everybody was in those, loved every fucking minute they were in the game. They had a blast doing PvP, doing dungeons, killing BAMs. All of it was fun as shit. And it was because the content was way more challenging. And then they kept nerfing it. And then they brought all the stupid cosmetics and all the cash shop nonsense. And that just ruined the game. But if you released Black Desert Online, if you released Rift, if you released Terra, as they were on day one, I think all of those, and even Arcade, if you could release it without all the hacks and the broken things, and fix the labor system, obviously, and I think those games would all be very successful
in 2025.
Which is really fucking sad.
Would this be one of the most popular MMOs? I think yes, because it just had so much going for it. But unfortunately, if you followed Dark Age...
Yeah, and that's basically what Douchebag was just saying. If you released Dark Age today, as it was on launch, it'd be successful.
MMOs, I think yes, because it just had so much going for it.
Maybe Warhammer Online, Arc Age, Wild.
The what if MMO. What if Arc Age would have been a very slightly different hero there, if they paid a little bit more attention, if they just stuck with the initial vision, if it wasn't ruined by monetization, what could we have had now? What could Arc Age be in 2025? Would this be one of the most popular MMOs? I think yes, because it just had so much going for it. But unfortunately, if you followed Dark Age at all, you know that the game...
You played the tabletop. There's a tabletop version of Rift? You got to be kidding me. Rift was based on a tabletop game?
Pillar to post, at least with Western publishers. I mean, the company in general, XL Games, the company that
you know what we should do?
This game's been passed around to the point where...
No, you're joking. No, you're fucking kidding. It's got to be something different, right? It can't be the same as the video game. You know what I want to do? Is I want to theory craft an MMO. I want to do some streams where all we do in the stream is basically lay the groundwork for a new MMO, just as like a thought, just as like a mind exercise, right? Like where we just basically get into the nitty gritty of a new MMO that we're designing the way we want it to be. And we can even go so far as to create the world map. We can create all the races. We can create all the systems, and we can create all of that on paper. I just think that would be a great thought experiment.
Where it's now owned by Cacao Games, and Arc Age was published in the West by some of the worst companies ever before XL Games came and took it back.
Rift tabletop game. There was really a Rift table. It's called Rift. It wasn't called Rift. It was called Rifts. Published by Palladium Books. You probably all have heard of them. It takes place in a post-apocalyptic future, deriving elements of cyberpunk, science fiction, fantasy, horror, western, and mythology. Rift serves crossover environments for a variety of other games. Rift begins with two future historical premises. First, a golden age of humanity occurs, with tremendous advances in science, technology, military, and society. Humanity as a whole is at peace, as the majority of the Earth's nations decide to cease world war and begin share ideas and technology. Then a cataclysm begins with unprecedented storms of all kinds, earthquakes and tsunamis. Yeah, so this doesn't sound the same. I mean, it's like, this is very different. Yeah, I mean, maybe they drew some sort of, inspiration from this, which I could see that, because I can see where some of this would inspire Rift, but it's definitely very different. Very different. And I've talked to you guys about it all the time, but to me, the best RPG is Stormbringer. RPG. To me, Stormbringer is the shit, right? Like, I love Stormbringer. Stormbringer is a website dedicated to the pen and paper role-playing games based on Michael Moorcock's books. So what do we got about Stormbringer? Articles, publications. Oh, they got character sheets on it online. Stormbringer first edition character sheet. Wow, there you go. Here's the first edition character sheet for Stormbringer. Yeah, perception, agility, manipulation, communication, stealth. You've got your strength, constitution, size, intelligence, power, dexterity, and charisma. Power is what you use to go up head to head against demons and stuff when you're trying to power and charisma. Power is kind of like your sorcery power, if I remember correctly. That's cool that they got this stuff online. This is another thing I think I would like to do, would be to put together some online games, some online RPG games with you guys, and just play some RPGs online. I got to figure out how to do it, though. There's definitely some tools out there we can do so we can get together and play these games online, which I think would be super fun. And I would like to do Stormbringer because I just like Stormbringer. I think it's cool. But it's cool that they got different stuff here. Character sheets, edition, conversion documents, maps of the Eternal Champions. Let's see what kind of maps they have. Here's the main map of the world, right? You've got how do you pronounce it? I always mispronounce it. Elric of Is it Melnibone? Is that how it's pronounced? Melnibone. Anyways, that's here. Melnibone's here. You got the Isle of the Purple Towns. Here's the Weeping Waste right here, which I always refer to the Weeping Waste because I think it's really cool. But when you create characters in the world of... Oh, here's Melnibone's over here. Sorry, this is the Isle of the Purple Towns. I don't know what city that is. Here's the Immer, the Dreaming City. Is it Melnibone? So it's Melnibone? Melnibone? I used to always say Melnibone. I don't know why. Melnibone or Melnibone. 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 Okay. I like Melnibone better. I don't know why. I just do. Melnibone. Anyways, so when you create a character in this game, in Stormbringer, you can be someone from Shazar or Jarkor or Darajor or Tarkesh, or you can be someone from the Weeping Waste. You can be someone from Nedsakor. I can't remember, but there's a lot of different places you can call your, you could be someone from Picarid or whatever, Arga, Emilier, and Filcar, Lormir. There's lots of different places. It's the most plagiarized setting in human history. Well, I would definitely say that Elric, like the way he looks and the armor he wears, is one of the most plagiarized that I've ever seen. Freaking, what's his name? The guy from Game of Thrones. Holy shit. Who is the guy, like Game of Thrones character who looks just like Elric, pretty much, right? I can't remember his name, but they stole all the armor. What was it? It's in the most recent version. Yeah, Daemon. It was Daemon. So if you go in the most recent version, what is it called? House of Dragons? House of Dragons, Daemon in armor. Like, I'm sorry, but this is Elric, right? Like, you couldn't possibly rip off Elric any more than that. I mean, this is such a ripoff of Elric. It's unbelievable. You know what I mean? It's such a ripoff. just do a search for Elric, right? Look at this. Look, here's a picture of Elric, and this comes off one of the publications, right? I think this is like art off one of the books, right? And here's another one down here. Hello. Look a little similar. Like way too similar. There's another one with a dragon helm. Unbelievable. Right here. Looks pretty similar. Yeah, Geralt. Yeah, Geralt. He's also, I agree. He is as well. But yeah, I think, let's see. Where is it? There we go, Control 0. Yeah, so you're right, though. Rift does look like it could have been an influence on...
Tryon Worlds.
On the Rift MMO.
Anyone remember Tryon? Whatever happened to Tryon? Are they still around? I don't think they are.
Right?
No,
they are.
Why Tryon Worlds?
Oh, Gamigo gave everyone like a
I don't want to watch this. It's like I can't stand Kira TV. I think he's a total like creepy douchebag who likes fucking bondage and shit, and he's just a weird fuck. But anyways, yeah. So who knows? I mean, that's a bad thing, though. Obviously, if Jake Song has left, that maybe that could hurt. That could hurt ArcAge too. ArcAge Chronicles. I don't know. We're in such a everything just sucks. Everything sucks. Anyways, I gotta take a break because my head's spinning. I'm just gonna come back and play some WoW. That's what it's gonna be. We're gonna come back. We're gonna play some World of Warcraft. Let me download this one. You know what? Cancel. I don't even know why I'm downloading this. I can never get these to work anyway. So why do I bother? Why do I bother? I'm gonna come back. We're gonna play the Hunter. There's nothing else better we can do for now. We'll keep playing WoW until something else comes along, probably. And besides, I got to use all the stuff that Iron Knuckles keeps giving me, man. I started leveling up my alchemy today, Iron, so I got it up to like 65, I think, and so I'm gonna keep going, and we'll get it up there pretty quick. I might do that when I come back from my break here. I might come back and do some alchemy. But yeah, I think it'd be really fun too. There's a couple, like I said, two things I would think would be fun. One would be to do the thought experiment of sitting down and crafting an MMO from scratch, like crafting all of the systems, crafting like the world, the NPCs, the lore, all that stuff. I think that would be fun, He just said if he extras yet. No, I appreciate it, dude. I appreciate it. I'm certainly using them. I'm going to be using them. But what do you think, Vols? Do you want to craft the MMO? I think it'd be a fun experiment just to sit down, take some streams where we can put together like an MMO. I mean, I've already got, you know, I mean, to me, the number one thing that I want to do is I do want to rip off Stormbringer, or at least the world of Elric, such that I really like how they made items magical. Items are magical, or at least some of them are, because they have demons bound to them. Okay, like when you think about Stormbringer, right, the sword, right, it's sentient, right, because there's a demon that's bound within that blade, that lives within that blade, and that demon influences Elric. It forces Elric to try to kill people, because by killing people, the energy it gets from their death, their life force, goes into the blade and feeds that demon, and then that demon's able to channel some of that energy to Elric to make him stronger, right? You made your own sword and sorcery tabletop setting? You did? I don't remember you linking that in my Discord. Here, let me go to my Discord. I don't remember you linking that in my Discord. Really? Maybe you did. Yeah, John, he did. Yeah, his sword was kind of a lifesteal sword. And Elric was created, I believe, in the late 60s or early 70s. I can't, when did, let's see, Michael Moorcock create, it was a small, it was a short story. Elric. It was a short story that he put out, I think. So 1961, Elric first appeared in Moorcock's novel, The Dreaming City, in 1961. So, what, you don't have, you're not on my Discord? What? How can you not be on my Discord? Here's the Discord invite. But I do take a break. I'm starting to get a headache again. But I do want to do that, though. I think it'd be a fun thought experiment to sit down. We can craft up. You know, I've got ideas that I think would be great for an MMO, and I just think it's a fun thought experiment to go through. You know, I think that one of the things that, you know, is items should be, and I like some of the ideas that and the thing is, whenever I talk about this idea of creating my own MMO, I always come up with new stuff. I mean, literally on the spot. Like today, like what I came up with for the crafting, I thought of today. Like this right here, we talked about where is it? Where did we put the crafting? Here. We talked about gear customization. I actually came up with this today. Right? You know what I mean? What do you mean unable to accept? What do you mean? If I click the link, it goes right here. Why are you unable to accept? Yeah, I don't know, dude. That's I don't know. Give me your Discord. Give me your Discord you know, your Discord handle, and I can just invite you as a friend and maybe send it to you directly. I don't know. It says unable to accept. It knows you. It knows who you are. All right, I mean, I have you on my friends. Let's see. Don't I have you as a friend? I can't. Yeah, let's find out. Whilst. I sent you a friend request, so I mean, if that is if you are just Volst, yeah, there you are. Okay, yeah, see? There. I sent you an invite. Try it from here. Does it work here? Oh, yeah, see? Yeah, you joined. Yep, now you're in the app. I see. So I don't know why it didn't work the other way. It's weird. But I came up with this idea. Remember we talked about gear customization earlier today, and I said, do you want dyes? Do you want transmog? And I said, I don't. I don't want that in an MMO that I would create. And I said, what I do want is racial or profession-based customization, acquired recipes, even monster, you know, monster hunted, right? So what I'm saying is, for gear customization, like let's say, like there would be gear that would be specific to where you came from, you know? Like, did we have that link up? I don't think we did. But there would be gear that would be specific. Like if you were from like the Weeping Waste and you became a leather worker, the recipes you would have would create gear that was relevant to the area that you grew up in. Like the materials that you used to craft your leather recipes were materials that are in the Weeping Waste. So if you learned leatherworking from a trainer in the Weeping Waste, you would have access to recipes that someone who learned leatherworking from a different area of the world wouldn't have access to. And if they wanted to learn your recipes, they would have to go to your leatherworking trainer, learn those recipes, and they would have to get like some sort of, they would have to get their faction raised because, you would be a stranger in their lands. And so to be able to have that trainer train you, you would have to do something to kind of open up that enmity towards them so that they would actually be willing to train you. And then, of course, you've got to get the reagents you need to make those leatherworking recipes. And that would be all based on that area. Like if it was a Weeping Waste recipe, I mean, most of the Weeping Waste leather and things that are used to craft it would probably come from the Weeping Waste. So you'd have to go farm those regions there. So this is, you created this and this is a pretty cool map, and you used a map making tool, Far Reach. Looks good. What map making tool did you use? I've experimented around with map making tools. Don't know if I have them on my hard drive still. Let's see. I'm getting a headache again. That's why I gotta get off pretty soon. No. Yeah, I don't even know where it would be anymore. I used to have some maps that I made. And yeah, I don't even find them anymore. Do I have? I don't even think, no. Here you go. This was just like, I can't remember what I was using, but I was using some sort of piece of software where I generated where I was able to generate like some land. It was just like, I don't know. It was like generating like a 3D piece of land. This was like an island I was working on, and then there was another piece of software that you could use that you would generate the terrain. But there's different ones out there. There's map maker tools out there for map making software for fantasy games, whatever. There's tons of map making software out there. There's this one, Incarnate. There's the ones that I've seen. This one I've heard of. But anyways, there's mapping software out there for making these types of that you can use, like Incarnate. There's different ones. Wonderdraft.net. But this looks good. Your map looks good. It's very detailed. I mean, you have a lot of detail here. I'm not sure if I would have gone to this much detail, but that's good. Kingdoms of Karagast, Grundust. This is interesting. I wonder what this is. So yeah, this looks like almost like a swampy region. This is forests, the wilds, the Ghost Pass, Lone Tide, West Hall, Drop Pond, Skelly, Cairn Crest, Wind Tower, Freeport, and Blightfall. This is like some forests that are diseased, I guess. Heart of Call. Notice that this Heart of Call tower shape is similar to the one down here in Grand Dust, which I'm assuming there's some sort of correlation between that. And there's also one here at the Pool of Nim, and also one here. So you're using the same map markers. I'm not sure what those markers obviously represent something. You don't have a legend on here that tells what those markers represent, but that would be cool. Mount Ash, Shimmering Peaks. That's a good name for a mountain range. So a very farmland-rich area here. We got some plains here, some more farmland. We got some dead, creepy, diseased woodlands. We got some Some forested lands that butt up against the mountain ranges here, and then of course we got most of our waters down here. I'm going to assume that temperature-wise that the equator, if you have an equator, is going to be going through here maybe. Like this would be the warmer region, and this would be colder down here. Maybe, I don't know. Looks good. It looks good. Oh, you said your wife did it? Oh, you sketched it, had it pro remastered. She painted it by hand on a tablet. Oh, okay, I got you. Cool, very cool. I like it. It looks really good. It looks really good. I certainly better than anything I had done, but I hadn't really done much work. I was just, I don't even remember what I was using. I was using some sort of 3D program to create like some, I was using like a 3D program that has like assets that you can just kind of draw on top of the 3-dimensional objects that would generate, you know, the mountains and trees and stuff like that. But there's tons of software out there to make those things. But I'm trying to think of something to do that'd be fun for this YouTube channel. You know, until we get like some sort of MMO that I can really sink my teeth into, I would like to have something to do that would be fun for people to, you know, interact with. Whether it's, you know, story crafting or thought experiment on making our own MMO, or whether we want to try to do some sort of an online gaming sessions. You know, not kind of like Dungeons and Dragons, but it would be more like Stormbringer. You know, something like that would be fun too. But then I have to figure out the software we'd have to use so that we could all connect and create our characters and, you know, all that kind of stuff. But all of that takes a lot of work. And as you guys know, I'm lazy. I'm very lazy. But anyways, I got to go. It's dark. It's dark in my room. My wife's going to be home pretty soon. And I want to get the apartment cleaned up, get the dishes done, and get the dog walked and all that stuff before she gets here. Just because I'm nice. But I'll catch you guys. Yeah, I'm going to come back and play some WoW again, though, before I go to bed. We'll keep leveling the hunter. And I want to see, where did I leave her off at? I probably should, if she's not in an inn, we should jump in an inn just so we get some rest time. Yeah, I think creating settings is fun, and I think, oh, I'm starting to get sick again. I hate this feeling. I'm starting to feel sick. Like I'm sweating and I've got a headache and I don't know what's going on, but I feel like I'm catching a flu or something. I don't know why. I haven't felt good all weekend. It's been, okay, I am in an inn. Good. I just want to make sure I was in an inn. So. Oh, and I think, okay, so we got mana potions, got some herbs. And these are just stuff that my banker sent me. Healing potion. And you can see I've got a ton of alchemy potions that my paladin sent me. Alchemy recipes. What level's my pet? My pet's level. So my pet's, oh wow, pet's 21 now. Pet's almost caught up to me. I'm level 23 and my pet is 20. Where's my pet window? Here. Pet is level 21 and getting close to 22. Nice. Yeah, we'll come back play some Hunter. I'll catch you guys later, man. Hope everybody's having a good Sunday. Peace out.